Whoop! How's it going, everybody? So we're going to do a little reaction videos today. We're going to have a good time. We're going to relax. We're going to chill, have a good time, take a load off. We got to take a load off, man. We're going to have a good time. We're going to get our swim trunks ready. We're going to go swimming. No, I'm just kidding. So we're going to react to a few Donald Trump videos because we love Trump. We haven't checked in on Trump in a while. And, we're a pretty pro-Trump channel. I'll admit that. I'm not afraid to admit that. I like Daddy. So we're just kind of chilling here. Give me a few moments while I get the rest of this kicked off, though. Just a few more moments, boys. Oh, there was something I wanted to do. Give me a few seconds, you guys. There's something I got to check. We might even watch some Anthony Fauci videos. We'll get some reactions to the one, the only, the worst, Dr. Fauci. Give me a few seconds, though. Oh, you know what? I'm missing something. Hold on. Give me a few seconds. Bear with me, everybody. Oh, wow. The bad guy in Dallas Players Club was based on him. We got Annie, TJ, and Random Player. It's good to see you guys. Heck yeah. I found out that Sal is off of his rocker again. Go figure. That guy's cray-cray. Doesn't surprise me, though. We're getting things underway. We're going to talk about Dr. Fauci. I'm grouchy for Fauci. Simp. We're going to simp. Do you want to be a pimp? Or do you want to be a simp? Because if you's a pimp, then you's gots to be a simp. No. Give me one more moment. If you's a pimp. Oh, all the kittens finally have names. Heck yeah, dude. I'm very happy about that, brother. Hold on. I need a shorter message, it looks like. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, you guys. Bear with me. We're gonna react to some Trump videos here in a second, but I gotta something I gotta modify here. If I can figure my shit out. Hold on. Give me just a second. All right, one more moment, folks. Slow as hell. I'm getting a couple things figured out. Oh, okay, TJ. I'm so glad that you named one of them Addy, man. Thank you for doing that, brother. But dude, Addy, Adjuman, Apollo, and Odysseus. Hell yeah, dude. Well, and you knew why I wanted you to name one of them, because when you said that you were going to name one of them Addy, I was like, please do that, because like I said, it was my mom's dog's name, and that meant so much to me. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for doing that, man. Thank you so much. it just means a lot to me. I know, I know it sounds ridiculous for me to be like, the moment you said Addie, though, I was like, please name that cat Addie. Please. So I appreciate you doing that, man. Give me just a few more moments, people. I am a little slow at the moment. My dad's saying weenus. Well, let him do his thing. Let's see. Let's see. Could you subscribe for more live streams? That's short and sweet and to the point. Yeah, that's short and sweet and to the point. I hope it is. There's some things I have to do, like it. Hold on. Subscribe for more live streams. I think that should be short enough, in theory. In theory. Let me take a look here. Hopefully it's short enough. Hopefully Jarvis, I just want to let you know that I'm Robert Downey Jr. and I'm one of the greatest of all time. Thank you. Robert Downey Jr. is the greatest. He's Iron Man. I'm Iron Man. Thank you. Subscribe for more live streams. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, boy. Okay. We're here. We're ready, dude. Thank you guys for tapping the like button. I really appreciate it. All the likes that we get really does help us out in more ways than one. It's good to see you guys. So let's pull up some DT, Donald Trump. You know we love Donald Trump on this show, and do I glaze Donald Trump quite a bit on this show? I totally do. It's because I think he's the greatest president of all time. I don't care if you guys think so. I don't care if you guys believe I'm wrong. Oh, dude, Trump says he'll seek U.S. control of the Strait of Hormuz. Whoa, dude, this is turning me on a little bit. Hold on. I'm trying not to get all aroused right now on the air, but we gotta watch this, dude. Hold on. Calm down. Just calm down. All right, hold on. So Donald Trump, let's see. Trump tells the Pentagon to pull back the joint. Now, is ABC lying? The question is ABC News lying when they said Trump Is he? Let's take a listen.
Soon I'll be declaring the...
Hold on.
President Trump addressing...
Hold on, let me first put this on the screen real quick. But dude, thank you for doing that, Mr. TJ. I appreciate it, man. I really do appreciate that big time, brother. Thank you. We're going to put up Daddy Trump here in a second, dude. Trump make me hump. As I always say, dude. Trump's the man, though, dude. Trump's my boy, dude. Give me a few seconds. Trump seek. I don't know. I feel like ABC News is going to exaggerate this a little bit, like they exaggerate everything.
A crowd of police officers on Long Island calling the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports an unstoppable wall of steel.
No ships get through unless we want them to.
The president claiming the...
Yeah, dude. Trump needs to take freaking full control right now, dude. Yeah, dude, honestly, we should be allowed to say that. Sure. We should be allowed to say that. Why not?
The U.S. is winning big against Iran.
Pretty soon I'll be declaring the Hormuz Strait a territory of the United States.
Dude.
Overnight, Iran's deputy...
That would be sick as fuck, dude. If the Strait of Hormuz became a U.S. territory. Do you know how pimp that would be? Let's make it happen, dude.
Deputy Foreign Minister responding, saying the Strait of Hormuz has been Iranian, is Iranian, and will remain Iranian.
Not anymore, dude. Not anymore, dude. Iran shouldn't have it, dude, because Iran's been a terrible country for a long time. They've done terrible things. They've been the #1 state sponsor of terror for a long time. I think what T-Dog's doing is right, dude. What T-Dog is doing is right, bro.
Iranian, and will only be closed and opened under Iran's command. The stalemate continuing, with the president struggling to achieve a lasting agreement. The UAE alleges Iranian forces fired on 2 oil tankers trying to cross the strait Thursday. Gas prices in the U.S. now averaging $4.07 a gallon, up 19 cents in the past month. And the situation seeming to take its toll on sailors aboard an American aircraft carrier in the region. The USS Lincoln has been at sea for nearly 9 months.
9 months? That's a long time to be at sea, man. That is a long time for a ship to be out there, man. They might have to do ship rotations. You know what I mean? Like, get some of the ones that have been out there for a while, get them, maintained and everything. And then have some, kind of come in and replace to create the blockade, to keep the blockade going. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Keep that blockade going, dude. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are totally cool with the blockade. I'm sure you guys are cool with the blockade like I am. Are you guys cool with it? No? And if you're not, why not? Like, what's wrong with the blockade? Like, if you're not cool with the blockade, what the hell's wrong with the deal? I honestly don't see anything wrong with it personally. Just like, here's the thing, dude. Iran's been a piece of garbage country for a long time. They've been terrible overall. What's wrong with having the blockade? Can somebody please explain to me why it's a big deal? Stop loving ballroom. What are we talking about here, dude? I don't know. Dude, the person who's talking in all caps locks, I'm not even going to read your comment because I know that you're a crazy person. Because if you're talking in all caps, you're probably somebody who makes mountains out of molehills and you're a crazy person. So I'm not going to really deal with you. Stop talking in all caps. I might acknowledge your comments. I might be nice. Maybe. Do you want to play ball? What? Come on, want to play ball? If you guys can, though, tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow. Let's keep going.
The Pentagon denies claims by family members that the deployment and alleged shortages of supplies are affecting the mental health of crew members.
Completely misrepresented. Listen, we make sure that every ship, every crew, every captain has everything we can provide them at every single moment.
President Trump.
Hegseth is the man, dude. I trust Hegseth, and I think there's a lot of lies out there that are being put out there. I really do. I think there's a lot of lies being put out there, dude.
Says another ship is heading to the region to replace the Lincoln, but when asked if the deployment has gone on too long, he said no.
Not nearly long enough.
Administration officials are now talking about ramping up the pressure on Iran, with the Treasury Secretary saying to expect measures that have never been seen in the history of economic isolation of a country. Gio.
Meanwhile, Stephen, the president is also trying to push ahead with the White House ballroom project.
Yeah, the administration formally asked the Supreme Court yesterday to set aside rulings that would block the ballroom because Congress hasn't authorized it. In its filing, the administration insists the project is necessary for national security, and it claims the steel and concrete structure is now so far along it's beyond the point of no return. Gio?
All right, Stephen Portnoy there in Washington. Stephen, thank you so much.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Take over the strait. Take over the strait, dude. Let's go, dude. Let's effing go, dude. Oh, dude, Taiwan braces for potential invasion from China. Dude, that's not good. If they invade Taiwan, that's... Dude, we need to... Oh, man, dude, we might have to go to war with China.
Annual military exercise. Welcome back. As maritime traffic remains on high alert in the Strait of Hormuz, another of the world's vital waterways is facing increased tension, the South China Sea. On Friday, China slammed Taiwan's annual military exercises as a, quote, wasteful charade, claiming Taipei is stoking panic of a potential war with the communist nation. Taiwan spent 10 days carrying out its largest military drills ever, simulating what a possible attack from China would look like. Joining me now with analysis is former Deputy National Security Advisor Victoria Coates. Victoria, thank you for being here this morning. And this is all coming in the backdrop of President Xi coming to meet with President Trump September 24th. And I'm thinking about all the things that they have to talk about, but I imagine this will be on the list as well. And I'm wondering if China sees this window right now where the Iran conflict continues as maybe a potential pocket of weakness to come at President Trump. I mean, Taiwan is obviously exercising these drills for some reason.
Well, good morning, Jackie. Good to be with you. And yes, I think the summit on September 24th is going to be a very packed agenda. Lots to discuss with Chairman Xi and President Trump. But I actually think President Trump is coming in a position of strength, because as Xi looks at the things that he's accomplished in the last 6 months, both the Operation Epic Fury and the operation against Nicolas Maduro in
Epic
Venezuela,
Fury.
China doesn't have that kind of...
Hell yeah, dude. Operation Epic Fury, man, dude, honestly I think was a success. If we're going to be honest, pure success. I know there's going to be people who don't agree with me on that one, but dude, epic success. Straight up. Straight up, dude. Epic success. Now, I'm assuming there's going to be people who disagree with me. It's an unpopular opinion. I am for, if we take over the Strait of Hormuz completely, take it away from Iran, totally fine with that, because Iran's terrible. Iran is awful, dude. Iran is terrible. Awful. So because also I'm just very biased against Iran. But dude, honestly, what Trump is doing, seriously, I think the war's lasted a little longer than it should. That's actually pissed me off a little bit. There's things that Trump does that piss me off. I'm not like 100% on board with everything my man does, but I'm still pretty Trump sexual. So I can't help it, okay?
Force projection capability yet. So I think that we are in a strong position, but this is why it's so important. The Senate acts and passes the NDAA, funds our military, agrees to the president historic $1.5 trillion budget request for our military. We just can't play games with this anymore, because it is really serious.
Yeah, you're bringing up a really important point.
Yep.
Another thing I think they'll talk about is artificial intelligence. Obviously, we are in a huge race with China, and President Trump has been a proponent of AI.
We need to make sure that China doesn't get the advanced hardware. That's the thing. We need to make sure that China's not getting the most advanced chips. We need to make sure that the U.S. gets priority to those. If you want to give them really old chips, that's fine. But you know what? That's fine. And somebody's mad at me for being Trump sexual. You know what? Are you bullying me because of my sexuality? Because that's what I'm hearing. If I'm Trump sexual, let me be Trump sexual, okay? Jesus.
Here in the United States, he wants...
That's my body, my choice, okay?
Wants it to move forward, and he wants us to win. But that does not mean that the Chinese are sitting back in any way. They're trying to innovate as quickly as possible. But we're dealing with a little push-pull here on regulation. Should we be regulating our own industry when other nations are not? We're looking at some of the risks and trying to balance all that. But at the same time, our competition doesn't have those kind of guardrails.
No, and this is going to be, I think, really the defining issue of the second half of President Trump's second term. You know, that
Trump's going to win, Trump's going to kick butt. That's the defining thing. The defining thing is Trump knows what he's doing, and you guys and a lot of people can't deal with it. A lot of the people in the chat who are coming in here getting all mad at me and stuff, you just can't deal with the fact that Trump's the GOAT, dude. Trump is the greatest president of all time. Don't care what you say. He's the greatest. Let's keep going.
How are we going to manage AI? Because there's going to be a Chinese platform. There's going to be an American platform. We need to establish the gold standard in terms of both capability.
We got to be the top, dude. The U.S. needs to be the top. China needs to be the bottom. That's all there is to it. If we don't want communist China screwing everything up, we need to win the AI race. This is more important than us landing on the moon first. Seriously. The U.S., you remember when we landed on the moon back in the, I don't remember because I wasn't born, but the history's there. We landed on the moon to beat the Russians. And now we need to be the best. We need to advance our artificial intelligence so much so that way we have a huge advantage over China. And we need all the advantages we can get. Granted, I still think China is not doing as good as they report that they're doing because they're a communist dictatorship, basically. And yeah. But yeah, that's what I think, man. I'm sorry everybody's mad at me. I don't know why everybody's still mad. Maybe you guys can calm down, calm the temperature down. Calm the temperature down. Hey, calm the F down, okay? Calm the F down, dude. Calm. Hey, stop speaking in caps locks in the chat, okay? Stop it. Stop it. Stop calling me a maggot.
Ability and safety, because China won't. They're just going to try to exploit it. And we also need to make sure we are fostering our innovation base. We are much more innovative than they are. That's why they all want to come to university here and come.
Oh yeah, and so the reason that Americans are more innovative than the Chinese government, well, the reason America in general is more innovative than a country like China is that innovation doesn't really happen in communist countries. Considering that China is probably one of the most communist countries ever, like things like the iPhone would have never been allowed if America was a communist country all these years. The reason that America is the most innovative country is because we're the only country that praises the heart of the individual. We praise the individual and we don't praise the group. Once again, we praise the individual, we give incentives to the individual, and we don't give incentives to the group. Period. Individuals are far more people. It's like when Agent K was talking to Agent J in Men in Black. Do you know what he said? He said, people are dumb. A person is smart. I might have misquoted that a little bit. People get panicky. A person on their own, left to their own devices, thinks. They do. This is why I think it's good to spend time alone, to get things done, to be productive in some way, shape, or form. But it's important to be able to think on your own without the influence of a group breathing down your neck. Man, dude, this Geen person, which I think is Sal. So Sal is in the chat right now. And Sal is, I'm assuming it's Sal just because he's typing in all caps, and only an idiot like Sal would type in all caps. But yeah, it's crazy. Wild.
Come work in Silicon Valley because we're the ones who are inventing things. So this is our critical edge. We call it the qualitative technological edge. There's also a qualitative military.
Hey, thank you, Rodrigo. Thank you, Rodrigo Mata, 7634. Thank you for the gold coins. Mucho appreciado. Anytime we get, by the way, I just want to let everybody know if you guys want to send a gift, send a virtual gift, send a super chat. It really does help the channel in more ways than one. So send a gift, send a super chat. We appreciate you. We love you. Mwah. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's see what Trump's doing.
This is just as important as our military now. And that's what we can offer partners and allies. It's one of the reasons I think you're seeing so many countries around the world, even former enemies like Vietnam, start to pull closer to the United States because they...
Hey, everybody give a shout out to Clay, by the way. Thank you again for the gold coin. I'm going to put that up on the screen, actually. Everybody give a shout out to Clay. Give a shout out to Rodrigo. Hold on. Rodrigo Mata, thank you for that gold coin earlier. Mucho apreciado. Everybody give a shout out to Clay giving us gold coins. Hey, the more gold coins we get, the better, man. It really helps the channel grow. It makes me feel better as an individual. No, just kidding. But yeah, if you guys want to send little gifts, man, you get recognized. The more gifts we get, the more recognition everybody gets. So I want to help people get recognized. So feel free to send gold coins, the little tiny coins. Send gifts, man. Gifts keep the show going.
No, we're going to be the partner of choice, but we have to make sure that we're keeping our strength up and we're investing where we need to.
Yeah, and the president seems to be doing that. I've just got 30 seconds left for your final word, Victoria.
Right. I mean, I think this is America's promise for the future. It goes hand in hand with our energy resources, which are going to fuel the world. We're probably going to get more sanctions on Iran coming this week. They probably are going to be China related. That's more for that agenda in September. But I think that we're going to have, we're going to come out on top on this one.
And the sanctions have been very powerful. You starve their economic stream and all their power erodes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I still don't think Iran's got first off, China is, here's the problem, man. If China's going to have to buy expensive oil. That's going to help. That's going to screw them up a little bit. Hey, we got ET saying hello, Garza. What's up, dude? Dude, this Geen guy is like speaking in all caps, dude. Dude, China is basically China is a communist country. It's basically also a dictatorship because Xi Jinping runs the show. And dude, communist countries don't evolve. They only devolve. They don't evolve, they only devolve. Look at the history of communism. Soviet Russia communism was bad because it always turns to authoritarianism because people who have a communist mentality tend to be very authoritarian. They love to control other people. It's just one of those things. It's just that's the way communists are, man. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules, man.
Former Deputy National Security Advisor Victoria Coates, great to see you this morning.
Thank you, Jackie.
Be sure to like and
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Small Wiener Gang. Hey, thank you, Talano, for subscribing to the channel. Mucho apreciado. If you guys can, tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It really does help the channel grow in more ways than one. We're at 10,928 subs. More subs, the more rubs, dude. And if you guys want to send a gift, gifts really do help the channel out in a lot of ways, too. So feel free to tap the gift button, send a gift. Happy Poop Yum Yum is our favorite gift on this channel. We're all about it, dude. ET says he's got a video request. What's the real video request, brother? I'll try to accommodate because I do love you, ET. I love you. You're my man, dude. ET's the GOAT, dude. ET's the GOAT. ET, you're a beautiful soul, dude. If you guys can, though, tap subscribe.
Laugh out loud.
Oh, dude, bravo. Thank you. Whoa. It didn't read it out. Hold on. So, Bravo Stone is saying, I can afford to tip, unlike
Laugh out loud.
Broke-ass libs. I appreciate the $2 super chat, my man. So, big time. Officer, I might check that out. Soon. I'm not too sure, but I'll keep it in my thoughts. Big shout out though. Thank you to Bravo Stone. Mucho apreciado. But hey, make sure you guys subscribe to Bravo Stone at Bravo Stone for the generous super chat. He's basically calling you liberals out, by the way, to all you liberals. He's saying that you guys are broke and that you guys can't afford super chats. Are you guys going to let him trash talk you like that? Are you guys going to give a super chat like my boy? TJ said he just uploaded a new Kitten video, 90-second political cleanse. I'm down. Let's take a look at the cat video here. It's TJ. All right, let's pull up my boy. Oh, there's me and Mr. Greg. Oh. So these are the new little kittens. Sweet little babies. Let's take a look.
Okay, so we have an update. The kittens now have names. This one right here. Oh, that just slapped me.
No, he just clawed DJ. Oh my god, dude, I love cats, dude. Cats are so cool. I just love all animals, dude. They're amazing.
Me? Here, go down. Here you go. One right there. That's the one with the most white on it. That's Agamemnon.
What a sweet baby. Look at that baby. Dude. My heart's melting right now, dude. It's such a cute baby.
Call it Aggie for short. We got... Who's this?
Oh.
Hi. Who are you? This is... Let me see your face. This is Addie.
He's little Addie. So TJ originally wasn't sure if he was going to name this kitty cat Addie, but when he mentioned it to me the other day, I said, please name the cat Addie, because it was so crazy, because my mom's dog's name is Addie. And I was like, you know what? I don't think it's a coincidence that you told me that. Maybe it was. I don't know. But either way, when he said he was going to potentially name the cat Addie, I was like, please name the cat Addie. would love that, actually, as a tribute to my mom. My mom was amazing. She was so good to her animals. She loved her dog Addie. And so when TJ said he was going to name this cat Addie, I was like, please name the cat Addie. That's so cool. So I appreciate you doing that, man. Little Addie, such a cute face.
Hi, Addie. Go right there.
But dude, TJ, it means the world to me that you did that. Thank you. Like, I don't think you realize. I know it sounds like ridiculous for me to be that, like, wanting that. I love it, man. I love it.
There's two more. Ugh. Come here, kitties.
Oh, that little one's hiding. He's like, I'm just burrowing. I'm burrowing, man.
Come here.
What a sweetheart.
Who do we got here? This one
Hi there,
is
buddy.
Odie, short for
Odie.
Odysseus.
Odysseus. Hell yeah, dude.
There you go. Put it right there. And then this has got to be, Apollo.
Apollo.
So that's
what a
it.
sweet cat, though, dude.
Yeah.
They're so adorable. Look at them.
Aggie, Odie,
That one's in the little
Apollo.
They're so playful. I love it, man. Kittens are so cool, dude. Kittens are amazing, man. Just a quick thing. Bravo Stone says can't tell. Let's see. Dude, freaking Bravo Stone is calling out the liberals in the chat saying that you're all broke, dude. What? You guys, are you? I mean, I'm not going to side with the liberals on this one because I do happen to agree with them. But if you guys want to prove to us that you're not brokies, feel free to super chat or gift. That's all you got to do, dude. Gifts or super chats, bro. I know that these cats are in good hands. TJ's amazing with his animals, so I know that for a fact. He takes very good care of his dog, his kitty cats, and then pigs. He's
Aggie,
got
Odie, and
chickens.
Addie's the last one. Yep.
No, I trust TJ wholeheartedly.
Cute
He's a
little
smart
kitties.
dude. He knows his stuff, dude. TJ knows his stuff. That was so cool, dude. Congratulations, TJ, man. That's amazing. That's freaking tight, dude. Everybody, make sure you subscribe to at Stocks Family Farm. Oh shit!
Laugh out loud. Libs never practice what they preach. Can't even tip but demand a higher minimum wage. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. 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 You will never top this $5 tip.
Probably not, dude. I mean, not gonna lie. The funny thing is, I think I have more. I'm not gonna lie. I think I have more hate watchers than I do people who love my show. And granted, I'm okay with people who subscribe just to hate watch. Like if that gets their rocks off, dude, I'm fine with it. But dude, I really want to give you a shout out, Bravo Stone. Thank you for these super chats, man. They really do help the channel in a lot of ways and keeps us floating. So I'm just going to make sure that people realize, make sure you guys subscribe to at Bravo Stone for the generous super chat, man. I do appreciate it big time. That really does help the channel in a lot of ways, man. The more super chats we get, it really does help. So anybody who wants to contribute, gifts, super chats, we accept it all. Whatever you guys want to send our way, man, it means the world to us. It really does. All right. But thank you guys for subscribing, though, more than anything. The more subscribers we get, man, it really does help. So let's keep going, man. Stocks Family Farm just sent a rose, dude. Oh, flower. Thank you for the flower, Mr. TJ. I appreciate it, man. Clay just sent a trophy cake for 1,000 jewels, bro. Holy shit, man. Everybody give a shout out to Mr. TJ for the flower. And I'll also give shout out to Mr. Clay. I'm going to toggle the super chat. Actually, I'm going to play the super chat again, man.
Laugh out loud. Libs never practice what they preach. Can't even tip but demand a higher minimum wage. Rolling on the floor
Good
laughing
evening,
emoji.
Mr. Tyler.
Rolling
How
on
you
the
doing,
floor
bro?
laughing emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Hey, I
Rolling
just
on
want to
the
thank you
floor
guys for
laughing
sending all these
emoji.
gifts, man. Hey,
You will never top this $5 tip.
Laugh out loud.
Libs never practice what they preach. Can't even tip but demand a higher minimum wage.
Oh, wait, is he gonna
Rolling
play
on the
this
floor
on-
laughing emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing
shit.
emoji.
I think it's
Rolling on the
broken, you
floor
guys.
laughing emoji. Rolling on the floor
I think
laughing
it's broken,
emoji.
bro.
Rolling on the floor laughing
broken.
emoji. You will never top this $5 tip.
Okay. I think it's good. Okay. Wow, I really do want to thank you guys. Thank you. A big shout out to Clay2424. Thank you again for the trophy cake for 1,000 jewels, dude. That really does help quite a bit. Matthew Gardner's asking if I got Cash App. I do have Venmo though. So if you guys want to know, my Venmo is, I mean, this is if you guys want to send me anything via Venmo. That's totally up to you. Trying to think if well, I'll just say this. My Venmo is, if I remember correctly, I think it's just at Garza brand, if I'm right. Oh. Crazy, man. Crazy. ET's wondering what happened to the 100,000. But yeah, if you guys are just curious about my Venmo, I'm not requesting anything. I'm just saying, if you guys want to know what my Venmo is, yeah, feel free to friend me on there if you want. Be friends with me on Venmo. You're never required to send me anything. Not now. I'm trying to remember what my Venmo is, actually. What is my Venmo? Oh, it's just Garza brand. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, if you guys ever want to send me anything, I'm not going to oppose it. At Garza brand is my Venmo. Feel free to add me as a friend. Yeah, feel free. If you got Venmo, man, feel free to add me as a friend on there, dude. I don't care. I don't do Cash App or anything. I have Cash App, but I rarely use it. I just prefer Venmo for everything. But anyway, let's keep going, dude. New Fauci documents, dude. Fauci.
All right, now this.
He did not believe
Ouchie for Fauci, dude.
a lot of the mandates and protocols that he was pushing. He doubted safety and efficacy of the so-called medical treatment.
Rules for thee, not for me, dude. Rules for thee, not for me. That is basically the motto of the lib. I mean, that's the way most liberals live by. Hey, Tiny Lion Gaming, what up, brony? My boy, dude.
Yet nevertheless force them on the American people. They've been injured. There's deception. We're going to search for accountability and do everything we can in Florida under our state laws.
Hell yeah.
That's Florida Attorney General James Uthmeyer speaking last weekend on this program on leading a multi-state investigation into Dr. Anthony Fauci's conduct overseeing the COVID-19 pandemic. The probe comes after the former top public health official pleaded the fifth 111 times during.
That's crazy, because doesn't he? I mean, I guess he doesn't have immunity from states. Like, a state could sue him for COVID, because states could actually sue Anthony Fauci because the pardon doesn't protect Fauci from state courts, if I remember correctly. So it is crazy. It is crazy. We'll see.
A hearing in front of the Senate Homeland Security Committee, despite having a pardon issued via an auto pen by former President.
Yeah, Hard Right. Thank you for your service, brother. No, seriously, thank you for your service, Mr. Hard Right. I appreciate you, bro. Doesn't have immunity from getting Luigi Mansion. Okay.
Biden just hours before leaving office on January 20th, 2025. Now, newly revealed text messages obtained from Fauci's government-issued phone from January of 2021 show him privately expressing concerns to his colleagues that the COVID-19 vaccines given to pregnant women theoretically may lead to miscarriages during their first trimester. This despite Fauci publicly saying that mRNA vaccines were safe and effective.
It's so wild because he basically touted everybody, oh, it's all safe, it's all fine, blah, blah, blah. I'm Dr. Fauci, I'm the science. But now it's all starting to come to fruition that Fauci was a freaking liar, allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly. Sounds like he was. Sounds like a lot of problems going on here. So...
effective. Meanwhile, Attorney General Todd Blanche is continuing to weigh whether to charge Fauci with contempt of Congress after the...
I think they should. I really think they should. I know that he pleaded the fifth a bunch of times, but I feel like he did it out of contempt. You know what I mean? I felt like he was doing it just to be a piece of shit. And that sucks. That really does suck. Freaking crazy, though.
Senate Homeland Security Committee referred him to the Justice Department. Joining me now with more on all this is one of the lead Senate investigators into Fauci.
TJ saying, anyone else excited for Crusades 2.0 tomorrow in Dearborn, Michigan? Christian. Oh, whoa. Really? What? I didn't know that was happening. What's going on there, dude? I have no idea what's happening in Dearborn, Michigan, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I have zero clue. I haven't really kept up on certain events. But yeah, TJ, man, if you want to fill us in on that, brother, you go for it. Because I don't know what's going on there.
Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson. Senator, thank you so much for being here. Obviously, Anthony Fauci, you've asked him to appear voluntarily. His attorney said that such a hearing would impermissibly harass or degrade Dr. Fauci for political purposes. I know Todd Blanche is weighing on this, but what happens next?
Well, we're looking at our options as well. But what we're going to continue to do is go through the documents we just received. Understand, we only got his phone a week ago.
Man, they're probably going through some nasty text messages. If they got his phone a week ago, they're like, oh, God. They're like, oh, no. I wouldn't want to know what's in the grouchy Fauci's phone, dude. I don't know. I don't want to know. Crazy. I'm afraid of what's on that phone, bro. I wouldn't want to know. Let's see here. Sorry, laughing at a few things. Kicking butt, dude. Kicking butt. All right, let's keep rolling, man.
We got his diary a couple of weeks ago. We got 11 million pages that have revealed quite a few things that the legacy media is covering up. So what we are seeing...
And that doesn't surprise me. That's exactly what the legacy media does. Legacy media doesn't call out anybody who needs to be called out. I don't trust the mainstream media, never have. I just don't. I really don't, dude. I just flat out don't.
Time and time again, Jackie, is officials like Fauci, like Janet Woodcock, like Peter Marks, people who are supposed to be surveilling for safety, we're seeing safety signals, we're seeing red flags. I mean, let's face it, significant cytokine storm and fever, that's a red flag for potential miscarriage, and yet they would deny that to the public.
Yeah, and then he would go on TV and say, oh, there's no issues that we've noticed. Nothing to see here. Everything's fine. It's just fine. Don't question anything. I am the science. That's pretty much it, dude. And it's like the moment somebody says that they're the science or trusts the science, it's like, okay, well, if you're using real science, can you please explain to me then what the science is and what you're actually doing? Because we don't trust you.
So they didn't do their job. They didn't take the responsibility seriously of looking for safety signals and then passing those safety signals along to doctors, practitioners, and the public. And what we're doing this morning is I'm releasing one new text exchange with the Dr. John Mascola. He was the director of the Vaccine Research Center under NIAID. That was Fauci's division. And this is really I guess, where Fauci got the whole thing about fever. But it reads, I am corrected on pregnancy studies. Initial studies avoid vaccination first trimester due to possible fever and higher rates of miscarriage.
That's so crazy, dude. That blows my mind. TJ, I agree with that statement that you did. I agree with that statement wholeheartedly, dude. Your statement, man. So TJ is also saying Jake Lang and the Christians across America are marching against Islam to take okay, and against taxes for the largest. And wow, dude, that's crazy. I'm not against that though. I think that's pretty dope what they're doing.
First trimester now.
I think that's amazing, actually. Holy shit.
Quite honestly, so that's where Fauci got the information on fever. I have no idea where Fauci got the information on significant cytokine storms. But this text really raises more questions than it answers. And of course, we immediately reached out to Dr. Mascola. Unfortunately, he immediately retained an attorney. And so we have been able to ask him just these simple questions. Just explain this to us. Hopefully, we'll talk to his attorney. Hopefully, he'll fully cooperate, and then we can at least answer these questions. We're also releasing an email off of Anthony Fauci's device that he received from Dr. Janet Woodcock. She was then the commissioner of the FDA. And she's reporting to Dr. Fauci and Dr. Collins that she is getting direct reports from including medical professionals of injection injuries and, things that are hard to categorize. But quite honestly,
that's so crazy, dude. Like all the things that are coming out about, it's so funny because the conspiracy theorists were right on the money. It turns out the conspiracy theorists were right on the money about COVID. Who would have thought? And one of the reasons they were suspicious, by the way, and rightfully so, is that legitimate scientists were being silenced when they said that this virus wasn't of nature. Legitimate scientists were getting silenced by the establishment. And when the establishment has to silence tons of scientists, that's a problem. That is a legitimate problem. TLG, baby. I agree with you, Tiny Lion Gaming, wholeheartedly. 100%. Hunted, dude. Tish Lay says, I'm glad they're standing up against it. Absolutely, Tish. Absolutely. ET is asking, so was the depopulation successful or not? I don't know, dude. Seems like it.
They're the exact same kind of injuries that NIH, Dr. Nath, was diagnosing and treating as of March of 2021, very severe injection injuries. People like Brianne Dressen and Reactor 19 have been talking about this, that they've been treating, but they never acknowledge these things publicly. And even worse, in that study, Dr. Nath acknowledged to the vaccine injured, the injection injured, that early intervention, early treatment was crucial for successful treatment, and yet they told no one. So again, we see time and time again these government officials whose responsibility was to surveil for safety signals weren't doing their job. When they saw something, they covered it up.
Of course
they kept
they
saying
weren't.
no
Of course
red
they
flags,
weren't.
no safety signals. They lied through their teeth to the American public, and I can't tell you how many people died or permanently disabled because they didn't have that information to make.
And there's a lot of people who are pissed off about it, too. A lot of people pissed, dude. TJ says, let's see, Hard Right says, stock the kittens are awesome, just adopted a kitten. TJ says, nice, Hard Right. We lose a lot to predators, unfortunately. We need rat catchers and barn runners for the winter. Oh. Poor babies. But I think they're gonna do a pretty good job, man. I think those kitty cats are gonna do a great job.
make the decision themselves in terms of risk benefit.
And that's the thing, Senator. They were so draconian about it and so righteous about it that the information they were imparting to the American people was accurate. And so when people see these text messages, when they see these emails and they realize that the red flags were raised and they were highlighted, they just say to themselves, why couldn't Dr. Fauci communicate this to the American people so that each individual could make a decision regarding the vaccine for him or herself?
Yeah, the other question they ought to ask is, why is the legacy media continuing to cover up and apologize for Anthony Fauci? I mean, when we first released the other email, everybody's focusing on exact percentage of miscarriages. Beside the point. The point is these folks saw red flags and they lied bold-faced to the American public that they weren't seeing them.
They weren't transparent at all. They weren't transparent at all. Tim Smith says Royce White threatens a legal fight if the WNBA refuses to draft him. Dude, I want to see Enes Kanter and Royce White in the WNBA. Dude, that would be the most hilarious thing in the freaking world. Dude, if that happens, I'm all in, dude. I would, dude, seriously, if Enes Kanter and Royce White make a team, I will find out that team's schedule, and for the first time ever, I will actually keep up with the WNBA. For the first time ever, I will actually watch the WNBA.
They weren't warning people.
I've watched it before, just to see if I would like it, and it was a terrible product.
And so, you know, the blockbuster report that I issued in April of 2026 that showed Peter Marks, the head of the division within FDA that approves vaccines and is supposed to surveil for safety, he was warned that their algorithm is going to hide safety signals. 26 days later, using a new algorithm, he was shown dozens of safety signals, including sudden cardiac death. Pulmonary infarction. Anthony Fauci suffered from a pulmonary infarction. Bell's palsy, different types of strokes. And they did nothing about it. They continued to use that algorithm to hide safety signals. And now,
it's crazy. The amount of cover-ups during this time frame is insane. Like, the amount of legitimate cover-ups scares the crap out of me with this. And more people should be pissed about this. I'm surprised more people aren't pissed about this. Like, this shouldn't be a left or right issue. This should just be a, like, what the fuck? This was happening? That should be, like, the top of everybody's priority list is, like, why was this happening to begin with? Freaking insane. Like, seriously insane.
one major newspaper, not one major news network has covered that as a news story. I think that's scandalous in and of itself.
Yeah, and also the diaries, which you questioned him about in the hearing. And of course, we know that he invoked the Fifth Amendment 111 times. But
that's really crazy. Invoking the Fifth Amendment 111 times. Even when they were asking what color tie he was wearing, he still invoked the Fifth Amendment. So that was like legitimately one of the most insane things I've ever seen. Fauci's terrible, dude. I am not a fan. I do not like Dr. Fauci.
they show us.
I do not. I think he is awful. And with all the evidence that's coming to light, this guy looks more and more like the villain every day.
Side of Dr. Fauci that was very self-important, that was very focused on his own role within the COVID-19 pandemic and how he appeared to people, how he was outshining certain other people. That is really troubling because when you're an official that is imparting information to people during a national emergency, a global emergency, it really isn't as much about you as Anthony Fauci thought that it was.
Well, to Anthony Fauci, it was about him. He's a megalomaniacal narcissist.
Abso-freaking-lutely. And that diary, his diary revealed way more than one would expect. By the way, if you guys want to send us a gift, send us a small gift, a large gift, send us a small super chat, send us a large super chat. It does help the channel in a lot of ways. More super chats we get, the better. The more gifts we get, the better. It really does help. So send us a small gift if you can. Send us a small super chat, a large one, whatever you guys want to send, just to support the channel, to support free speech on YouTube. please send a super chat or a gift. Appreciate it, man. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if people added me on Venmo already, because I did put my... Did I actually get a friend request on here? Nope. No friend requests. E.T. says he'll send me a large gift. Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of that, man.
And that's all he was really concerned about. I mean, asking his employees to apply for awards that put over $1 million in his pocket as he was using that power and control, the scaremongering, to shut down our economy, destroy people's lives, destroy people's businesses. You know, to his diary, he admitted that this would probably be maybe double a bad flu season, not to downplay
Laugh
a
out
bad
loud.
flu season, but that kind of risk.
Thank you, Clay. Everybody give a shout out to Clay 2424. I appreciate the donation. I feel like I got something wet on me. No. Hey, Clay 2424. I appreciate it, man. Everybody give a shout out to Clay for helping support free speech on YouTube. Basically, you know, super chats help keep this channel going. You're helping keep the channel going. I appreciate you a lot, buddy. Another thing is, if you guys, you know, you guys don't have to give big super chats or anything like that. It's never a requirement. One other thing you guys can do to help the show is send us, not send us, but become a channel member today. What the hell? I feel like I just got something. I feel like I had something on me for a second. Huh. Anyway. But yeah, thanks for helping the channel out, man. I appreciate you.
Does not justify destroying people's lives and shutting down the economy. Publicly, he scaremongering and said, oh, it's 10 times a bad flu season. So no, Anthony Fauci, I call him a monster. Read Bobby Kennedy's A Real Anthony Fauci.
Oh, dude. Absolutely a monster. 100% agreed on that one. I agree with this guy saying that Mr. F was a monster. 100% agree with him on that one, dude. 100%.
You follow what he did with gain of function research. Probably
it's insane what he was doing with gain of function research. Insanity. The fact that this virus got leaked, it's crazy.
Result in the coronavirus and the pandemic itself. Then follow through in terms of how he did not fulfill his responsibility.
I'm glad that we can finally talk about this without being called insane. Dude, the amount of gaslighting that happened during COVID pisses me off to this day. I still think about it, and I just get so angry thinking about all the stupid liberals that kept gaslighting me about fucking masks and shit. Tim Smith says, with Asmund Gould banned, if Garza starts doing body cam reactions, he could steal all of his viewers. I very well could. I you know what's funny? I don't really enjoy doing body cam footage reactions. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't do anything for me, man. It doesn't excite me at all. It doesn't give me a thrill. I know it gives a few people some thrills, granted, and I understand. But hey, if you guys can become channel members, though, anybody it's only 99 cents per month to become a channel member. So if you guys can, please become a channel member today. It does help the show in a lot of ways. More members, the more success. So feel free to become a channel member by simply clicking the join button when you can. Not a requirement, just a request.
Of watching for safety signals and warning the American public, including pregnant women, about possible miscarriage.
Well, Senator Ron Johnson, we appreciate your time today. We appreciate you continuing to seek answers for.
Be sure to like.
And I'm glad they're seeking answers because, the whole COVID thing was just so ridiculous. It's just true. The time of COVID was so awful. So Mobile Macro says, I got to admit the show was much better when you had fish spunk on your face. Granted, I understand. I completely get it. I'm just glad that Fauci's being called out, dude. I'm glad that maniac is being called out, dude. Graphene OS. Oh, I think Graphene OS is actually an operating system for smartphones. That would be kind of fun. By the way, just as a shout out to James Blunt, he came out with a new song and a new music video, and it was freaking hilarious. Very amazing, dude. Very amazing. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. James Blunt is back, everybody. The Blunt Man is back. Blunty McBlunty. I love James Blunt, dude. Man, it just seems like the Middle East is going crazy. It just feels like there's a lot of craziness in the Middle East, and it's wild to me. It's freaking wild to me, man. Hey, don't say dumb crybaby music, Cole, dude. James Blunt's amazing. Could you hold my hand? 'Cause it's getting dark, and I'm losing grip. Journaling rewires the brain. I actually kind of agree with that because I think writing is actually really good for you. I think writing is an incredible skill. If you can become a great writer, I mean, granted, not going to lie, AI is going to replace all writers soon enough. But I do think that being able to write down original thoughts, even if you have to give out those original thoughts to the AI, you're at least coming up with something. Like, if I want to create the structure of a program, but I don't want to actually do the coding for the program, I could write on a sheet of paper my entire idea and how it works and what it's supposed to do, and then just have the AI program it. Not saying that, I mean, if you're wanting to, like, not have to spend weeks doing the code, having AI do the programming ain't necessarily bad. Chris says nobody reads. Well, that's kind of sad because I think reading is another lost art. And that's one of the things. I have so many advantages over people nowadays because I'm like one of the only people who still reads. I still, I stay away from my smartphone as much as possible just because I don't want to be too addicted to it. Am I the dude from the Sonic commercial? Is that what you're saying? I might be. I kind of look like that guy. At least I think I do. So just save yourself. Memorize anything so fast it's almost unfair. That sounds kind of dope. Let's just look up Daddy Trump. Donald Trump. See what my boy's doing, dude. My boy. Wow, Trump says he's going to declare Strait of Hormuz a U.S. territory. Do you have that? We talked about that at the beginning of the show. If that happens, dude, if that happens, I'm pretty pumped. I'm extremely pumped if that happens, man. I don't know. Really, it feels like there just hasn't been, I don't know, as much Trump news as Daddy would like. You know what I mean? I gotta stop calling myself Daddy. They call me Zaddy. Give me a few moments, though. I'm gonna eat a little more noodles. All right. Let's see here. So, all right, what do you guys think I should react to next? What else is on the internet that my fat ass could react to? What do we got? Well. What are you guys feeling? What are you thinking, man? Let's see here. Ooh. DT, baby. Battle of the Billionaires, dude. WWE right there, dude. Hell yeah. The GOAT. Oh shit! What's creepy? Todd Blanche scares the hell out of me. Let's see what he's saying.
Should the president have a voice in individual prosecution decisions at all?
Every American has a voice in prosecutions. I mean, we hear from Americans all the time. As a matter of fact, many of our investigations start with an American citizen coming forward and saying they saw something. And so whether President Trump should have a, quote, voice, it depends.
Would you take his opinions into consideration when he says, I think this case should be revived? Will you take that into consideration?
So hold on. Will I take the President of the United States' view on something into consideration? Yes, of course. And I hope
Yeah, you should, because, dude, I mean, Trump's the GOAT, dude. Oh, dude, really? Wait, Donald Trump's daughter's on here? What? Trump's daughter is in the chat? We're serious? By the way, if you really are his daughter, please let him know that I'm a fan of him. I love Trump Daddy. I think he's the man. And yeah. But yeah. No, yeah, let Trump know. I'm a huge fan of his, man. If he's a huge fan of mine, if I found out that Trump was an avid viewer of my live streams, dude, I would be stoked. Like, I would be a happy man. I'm going to admit it. I'd be a happy man. Maybe a little too happy about it, but I'd be a happy man, dude. Oh, WNBA spokesperson speaks out as NBA players declare for the draft. Let's hear it.
Joining us now, Fox News contributor Clay Travis. Great to see you this morning, Clay.
Great to see you as well, Shannon. And yes, the WNBA just seems to not be able to get out of its way.
Well, here's the thing. Wall Street Journal points out attendance for the 30-year-old league is at an all-time high. Viewership up 15% from last year. And its 15 teams feature a growing stable of household names led by Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark. So that sounds like a great backdrop for leveraging this growth into more ticket sales, more fans. Are they missing the mark?
Ticket sales, baby.
Yes, they are. And I would actually go back to past years of history when you had someone new. Caitlin Clark is the goose that laid the gold.
Oh, shit, dude. So the Kentucky Chronicle just put out a message. Let's take a read. We need to read this. Hold on. So we're going to read from the Kentucky Chronicle. It's the official publication of Coos Bay. At least it should be. Give me a second here. Wait, where'd it go? What the fuck? So the Kentucky Chronicle. We're going to put this up on the stream. Is the official page for Coos County. So we're going to read this real quick. If we can, if it lets us. Maybe not, maybe. Hold on. Expand. Detract. Okay, so he's saying... Let me just read it to you guys real quick. So Facebook tough guy may have finally lost the plot. Coos Bay, the admin of the Coos Bay area, Oregon, Page appears to have entered his mysterious supervillain phase. I don't think Sal is smart enough to be a supervillain, to be quite honest. Let's see. TJ says, I'm actually Elon Musk. I've been in disguise this whole time. Follow Garza and invest in SpaceX. Thank you, TJ, or Elon. I appreciate that. No, thank you, brother. But let's see. For hours, he's been telling... I love the Coos... By the way, if you guys get bored, go to facebook.com/Coos-Tucky. Once again, that's facebook.com/Coos-Tucky. It's called the Kentucky Chronicle. It's the... I call it the official publication of Coos Bay. That's my official publication that I love. I wish I was running it because it's hilarious. But yeah, the admin of Coos Bay, for hours, he's been telling everybody to just wait, warning that things are about to get intense, promising some giant reveal, and even tossing out, call the popo, see how far that gets you, dude. All backed by hooded dudes, lightning bolts, and dramatic AI posters that look like they were designed for a 14-year-old's revenge fantasy. Mostly it's pathetic. A grown man standing on a Facebook milk crate yelling, "Be afraid of what I might post next." But there's one problem. After enough vague threats, ominous warnings, and talk about police not helping, people eventually have to wonder whether this is just an attention-starved admin playing tough guy or whether somebody should actually be paying attention. We're not accusing him of planning violence. There's no evidence of that. We're simply asking the question his own post created. Is this guy just embarrassing himself, or is the public supposed to be concerned? Hopefully, he just discovered dramatic fonts and lost control, because this is Coos Bay Facebook, not Waco, with a Wi-Fi password. So disclaimer, satire and commentary based on publicly visible Facebook posts. No allegation is being made that anyone has threatened or planned violence. Sometimes ridiculous behavior is still worth keeping an eye on. And that's exactly what Sal's all about. Let's read some of the comments real quick. Gene Taylor says he sounds as though he is to Coos Bay what Al Gore is to climate change. But yeah, I will say that the problem with Sal, dude, is he just exaggerates so much about everything. Like, he acts like the world is gonna end all the time. He's so hyperbolic.
Golden egg for the WNBA, and you see the numbers reflecting very positively for her. But if you go back and you look at what happened when Venus and Serena Williams joined the Women's Tennis Association, everybody got in line. She looked different, both of those women did, than the typical players. Think about Tiger Woods when he came to the PGA. It was a little bit of maybe a speed bump, but then everybody got in line. Everybody made way more money. The entire organization welcomed him. And I'll give you another one. Ronda Rousey in the UFC. Shannon, I bought UFC pay-per-view fights to watch Ronda Rousey fight. I didn't care about the women's UFC at all before her. Most of these leagues, the WTA, the PGA, the UFC, they've all embraced these gifts in a way that the WNBA, frankly, has been unable to do.
Yep.
And I think it's unfortunate because Caitlin Clark has certainly shined a spotlight we've never seen before on the WNBA.
Well, and you've got these two former
Agreed.
NBA players saying that they're going to declare
Yes.
for the draft, and there are a number of people within the
love
league
it.
who say this is a stunt. The
not.
WNBA had
It's
a
real,
meeting
dude.
this week, and a spokesperson
It's
for the
real.
league came out and said this: there are no immediate eligibility matters affecting the WNBA, and we strongly denounce the bad faith efforts to use these topics to demean or marginalize others. And we find out the collective bargaining agreement says women can play in the league, but it doesn't define women beyond that. I mean, if players at some point are the ones calling the shots in this collective bargaining agreement, are they going to now face this very public decision for some of them about whether they will vote to allow trans athletes to play alongside them?
Yeah, players, coaches, and owners have all said men identifying as women should be welcomed into the league, which Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White are calling out by declaring for the WNBA.
Exactly. That's why they're doing it, because it's like, do you know how ridiculous it is? I mean, what's the point of calling it the WNBA if you're just going to let anybody in? You know what I mean? There's no point. 0 point. So, yeah, it's wild. I mean, they're basically, it's funny because they're basically calling out the ridiculous woke agenda by being ridiculous themselves, right? Sometimes the only way to combat absurdity is with a form of absurdity. That's the best way to describe it. That's the best way to combat it. You got to combat absurd things with absurdity. Sometimes it's all it takes, and it's pretty funny. That's the way it should be, in my opinion. But no, I love what these guys are doing. It's hilarious what they're doing, and I'm all for it, dude. I'm all for it. You can't just allow anybody into the WNBA. If you're here's the thing: if you're not a woman, like if you're born a biological male and you want to be in the WNBA, you shouldn't be allowed to. But because of all the woke rules and all the wokeness, they're saying it's okay. Yeah, exactly, Tish. Use their own insanity against them. Precisely. You just gotta, if they're gonna be insane, sometimes when in Rome. When in Rome. I mean, that's pretty much it. Simple as that. Crazy, man. Seattle reacts to recall charges against Mayor Katie Wilson. Dude, she's a terrible mayor, dude. It makes perfect sense that they want to actually do that. It makes perfect sense. No way. A walkable ASCII cyberpunk city in one HTML file. That's hilarious. How fucking cool is that, dude? That's amazing. I'm pretty excited to hear about the aluminum OS. It's Google's new operating system, and I will say the best part about this is just, I don't know. I think the best part about it is it's going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to run Android apps as well. So it's built on Android 17 is what it looks like, is what this person's saying it looks like. I'm pretty pumped, dude. I mean, I would love to install Aluminum OS 17 or whatever the hell it is. And you know, I have Chrome OS Flex on this laptop here, and the only way I could really get other apps on it was to basically put Linux on here. There's a Linux, what do you call it? There's a Linux layer that you can install within the Chrome OS Flex to make it to where you can install Linux apps and stuff. It really makes me pretty randy at the end of the day. Wow. So this says targeting Americans. Iran places 30K bounty on U.S. troops. We gotta watch this, dude. What the hell? What the F?
We are back with a Fox News alert. So tomorrow marks
Iran's
the end
terrible.
of that 60-day ceasefire deadline between the U.S. and Iran.
Oh, Tim Smith says that Gavin was on Tim Pool. Yeah, I ended up watching some of the clips. You know, I'm not the biggest Tim Pool fan in the world. I think he's okay. I don't think he's bad or anything. His show doesn't really do it for me. But yeah, when Gavin McInnes was on there, I absolutely tuned in because Gavin is actually insightful, and Gavin McInnes is actually hilarious. So insightful and hilarious, those are a good combination. He's just a funny dude, and he's a smart dude. I love Gavin so much. But yeah, I ended up watching that clip, dude. I was amazed. I was like, dude, Gavin's killing it again, like he always does. Let's see. Tim Smith says that Matan was uncensored for a Gavin interview. It's free on their site. Ooh. Okay. I am curious about this. Censored TV. Let's see. Compound censored. Okay, give me a second here. Oh, okay, it's not free anymore. Okay, that's all right. Okay, here. Oh, yeah. Gotta tuck my belly. Oh, meat spin Kevin, dude. Meat spin. Here we go.
Iran's military is now reportedly putting out $30,000 bounties on U.S. soldiers. Meanwhile, Hamas leaders are reportedly telling Jared Kushner that they will demilitarize.
You know what happens to me? You know what happened to me? I told the truth, and I realized that the people telling the truth was Donald Trump. Hell yeah. Donald Trump is telling the truth, bro. That's my opinion, at least. I think he is.
Gaza as President Trump's Board of Peace tries to salvage peace talks. All right, a lot to get to here. Joey, we're going to start with, I guess, the ceasefire I don't know if we can even talk about it in those terms, right? So let's just talk about the current state of where we are with Iran and if peace talks are even on the table anymore, if that even means anything. Is that even meaningful? Now, perhaps in the Gaza situation, there's something that can be done there, probably more of a separate issue, although sometimes interconnected because of Iran's funding of these groups. But if we're talking about what Iran's going to do between now and midterms, we've had several experts on this channel that have said things are probably going to get more violent. There's probably going to be more provocation from Iran, and that's not something that we'd like to see. We don't want to see our service members in danger.
No,
but
of course not.
This could perhaps be the next iteration of what we're doing?
Yeah,
maybe.
I think it's a hurry up and wait game right now, which is something we say in the military a lot, which is like, let's rush to get this deal done, and then it's like it takes a lot longer to implement than it did to get it done. I think that the president wants some sort of economic warfare solution to this. I think that in his mind, if things can calm down enough and gas prices can stable enough, he can wait the Iranians out. I mean, nobody wants to sit there and say, oh man, I got to say uncle before you do. So, I mean, there's that element of just like, as a human being, you want to be the one that dictates when this thing is over. And I think Iran believes that November is kind of their finish line, right? If they can get the president to buckle by November or going into November, that's their best chance of surviving this. Is there a fear of a prolonged war? Of course there is, because one major terrorist attack in our country right now, and that's what we have. We're invading that country and we're full bore. So that's kind of the fear, the threat going into any military operation with what is radical Islamic terror, and that's what Iran is. But with all that being said, the blockade seems to be our best strategy. And even the administration said they let some ships out, and depends on where those ships are going, even some of the Iranian ships. So I don't know if the blockade itself is the stranglehold that we want it to be to hurry this up. So
yeah, I think they need to. I don't know what needs to be done specifically, what kind of net they're casting out there in the Strait of Hormuz, but I would assume it's a pretty big net. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see. Continue.
All of those tell me this may be a much longer endeavor than any of us want it to be.
Yeah, Jason, you didn't get a chance to comment on this yesterday as we discussed this issue, so I want to give you a chance.
Yeah, it's too bad that episode where Gavin was interviewing Matan. It's too bad that isn't free anymore. Damn. That would have been awesome.
As well, to tell not only us but our audience where you think we stand right now. And is this about a nuclear Iran, or is this now almost entirely about the Strait of Hormuz?
I think for most Americans who maybe don't have a loved one in the military and fighting, for most Americans, it's sort of white static. It's sort of white noise. They've heard this time and time and time and time again. I think they do appreciate that Donald Trump has taken that nuclear option off the table for the Iranians, and we will probably never fully appreciate what it would have been like if we didn't take that option off the table. But it is about the price of gasoline. For most Americans, if the price of a barrel of oil is not down to $65.
That's the thing. It's true. I mean, this guy's right on the money. Price of oil still a bit higher, probably a little higher than it should be. But Orwell, the resident, says, Garza, it was never about the nukes. Okay. What's it about? No, I think it was about the nuclear. No, seriously. The thing is, dude, they were enriching uranium to weapons grade level in Iran. Now, whether you want to agree with me or not on that one, totally fine, totally your call. I don't really care. But what's true is true. What's true is true. Whether you realize it or not.
You're not paying $3 or less for a gallon of gas. They're going to take that out on Republicans. And you can already hear from Congressman Jim McGovern and others who've been around the block. They're just going to pound that on the Republicans, saying, hey, you said you were going to cut the price of gas. You said you were going to drive down inflation. Even though it's a lot less than where we were with Joe Biden, there's still, people saw it touching $2 a gallon, and now it's not.
Yeah, it'd be nice if everything would get a little bit more.
It's not within reach of $2 a gallon.
Yeah, no, I think we're a ways from that. Which
but
is
it
really
used to.
Well, it's really unfortunate because I remember the president stated.
Oh God, my brother sent me something. I don't know what this is, to be honest. Let me see here. Oh my God, that's crazy. I didn't think about that. So this clip that I'm watching on Facebook real quick says, remember the one time in the 90s when parents don't realize their baby somehow made it to the upper deck at the stadium? That's, oh my God.
And here's the pitch. It's a high, hard one, and it's headed for the fence.
Bucky Majors, dude. Bucky Majors. Bucky Majors saves the day, by the way. The GOAT, dude. Bucky Majors, bro. Bucky Majors saves the day, dude.
What a play! What a game! Yes!
If I didn't know better, I'd say that was Tommy. Jumping Jehoshaphat, that is Tommy!
What? I don't
Oh my God.
know, Chuck. The kid just kind of fell into my glove.
Bucky Majors, though, dude. Friggin' GOAT, dude. Oh, what a beast, dude. One moment. All right. Tim Smith says, having trouble seeing your channel. I'm watching from a seat in the new Bills stadium. Hashtag obstructed view. Ah, dude, Tim Smith's killing it, brother. Tim Smith's killing it.
The union, Lisa, we were touting gas prices and energy independence, and then unfortunately this is what had to happen. And I think the American people are just looking for perhaps the justification for the pain that they've endured for the last several months. Yesterday you talked about the economic impact on Iran. Can we win this just economically?
I don't know. I mean, Joey would know better than me.
I think we can. I think the thing is, I mean, I still think the blockade in the Strait of Hormuz, that takes too long. You know what I mean? Because you are starving Iran economically speaking, sure. But at the same time, I say just do whatever you can to get rid of the Iranian government. It's as simple as that. The moment that you get rid of the Iranian government, the Iranian people can finally take back their country and not have to live under tyranny. Also, make sure that the Iranian military goes away as well. So that way the people are not living under tyranny. But anyway, that's just the way I see it.
think so. But I mean, I appreciate the fact that they're trying to implement different pain points to Iran. They're essentially trying to get Iran to say mercy, but Iran doesn't seem anywhere close, at least now, of wanting to say that or feel that the pain of these pressure points are worse than, succumbing to some sort of deal, right? Obviously, this started with the desire to deny their nuclear abilities, and now it seems we're stuck there because of the Strait of Hormuz. Yesterday, I had mentioned some of the pipelines that are getting created or coming online in the Middle East, where whether it's UAE or Saudi Arabia or Iraq, trying to find ways to bypass Iran in the Strait of Hormuz. But yeah, I think this is a real challenge for the president.
Oh yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, tomorrow marks the official end to the U.S.-Iran ceasefire. Once that ceasefire is done and over with, you know what's going to happen? The U.S. is going to go ham. Dude, the U.S. military is in so many positions. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. Oh, dude, we got my boy Rob Taylor saying it's more like 98% of the people think he is a joke. The other 2% is just mentally ill. Sally Boo says my Coos Bay area or identity has deleted that post. Sally Boo, well, the Kentucky Chronicles didn't. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like, Sal is out of his mind. Crazy, dude. Freaking insane. Give me another moment. One more moment. Well, let's see. We've been streaming for about only an hour and 36 minutes. That's kind of crazy. For some reason, it feels like we've been streaming a little bit longer than that, but you know what?
President, how do we get? I mean, you clearly see why the Middle East is such a tricky place and why we get into these forever wars and long-lasting wars in the Middle East. This originally was estimated to take weeks, and then now how long has it been? Yeah.
Jason, if you don't mind, I'd love to get Jason's take on this because he's the first former member we've had on since this happened. But when you have Turkey, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia
before we continue to react to the rest of this clip, make sure that you guys tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel in a lot of ways. We're trying to get more subscribers, so like I said, tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner, as it will continue to help us grow in more ways than one. Oh, yeah. Let's keep going.
Create a defense alliance. Does the Trump administration see that as a win? Is that a make the region take responsibility for itself, or is that a liability? Hey, there's a NATO player in there with a country like Pakistan that's definitely played both sides.
Well, and you have Pakistan that's got nuclear capabilities.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that complicates that whole arrangement. But to Lisa's point here, that Red Sea, the pinch point at the north, pinch point at the south, there have been, shots fired, things going off there that have not allowed the oil to move. And so I do think the Iranians look at this and they just want scorched earth for everybody. And they don't want anything to be calm because I don't think they like Donald Trump. They don't want to have. They like the idea of Barack Obama and Joe Biden, where they would send them pallets of cash. That's the America.
I mean, there's some truth to that. I mean, unfortunately. But here's the thing, man. Trump's like, I don't think people realized people have like 30-second memories, but people tend to forget just how bad Joe Biden actually was as a president. They forget how bad George Bush was. They forget how bad a lot of these presidents were. And so was Obama. Like Obama, Biden, Bush, terrible presidents. Trump, honestly, very successful. He's a go-getter. Does he make mistakes here and there? Who doesn't? But like he's an action taker. He takes massive levels of action. He thinks big. That's why I appreciate Trump, and that's why I haven't lost full faith in him. Look, we'll see what happens when his presidency's over. We'll see. But to all the people freaking out, brother, it's just like whatever. Everybody freaking out, man. Interesting. Hold on. Oh my God. Interesting. Silver is going up a bit, actually. Hold on. Silver, silver, silver. Always looking sexy. Like, that's the one thing I love about, like, swing trading silver is I've actually done a good job making a pretty good amount of dough off of it. I will say whenever silver crashes, though, that's definitely one of my favorite times to buy into silver. But yeah, I was able to make some really good money in the overnight market just by swing trading a little bit. But I'm a huge fan of swing trading, though. I can't help it.
Yeah, they want, so they just want to
Hillary
bring it through.
She might send them a little button, in the mail. You hit a reset.
And also, one other thing, too, is like we're dealing with terrorists here, right? I mean, we had started off the show also talking about Hamas, which Iran funds, like 93% of their activities or something like that.
Yep.
So they're one of the same, but that's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with terrorists. We're dealing with religious zealots, these Islamists who they'd rather die fighting for what they believe in than to try to strike a deal with us. So, like, when you can't really, how do you reach some sort of rationale in dealing with people like that?
Yeah, it's an enemy that we fought for too long now, and I think the hardest part for this administration, just to bring it back to when you asked the question about nuclear or the Strait, it's hard for the American people to say, thank God they didn't get that nuclear button when we saw Colin Powell tell us all about nukes in the back of a 18-wheeler that never came to fruition.
Right. Be sure to like and subscribe for
Yep.
all the Fox News latest.
Crazy, man. No, tariffs do work. Are you kidding me? Manuel Carrera is saying that tariffs don't work. Tariffs absolutely work. Are you kidding me? Crazy. So this person tried Chrome OS Flex in 2026. Because I just
For a long time, Chrome OS was something you only really experienced.
I basically put Chrome OS Flex on this Dell laptop that I have to the right of me, and it's doing a pretty decent job. Admittedly, it's not my favorite, but it's okay.
For a long time, Chrome OS was something you only really experienced on Chromebooks. Cheap, simple laptops built almost entirely around the idea of doing everything in a browser. And to be fair, that concept worked very successfully. For a lot of people, especially in schools or just for basic usage, Chrome OS makes a ton of sense.
I will say the one thing that is kind of cool about Chrome OS Flex is you can, like I said, have a layer of Linux on there, and you can actually install Linux applications through that layer through the terminal. So that is kind of nice. So I will give it some props that you can actually download a pretty good amount of apps using Chrome OS Flex. It's not ideal. It's not like the greatest operating system I've ever had. Orwell the Resident saying Chrome OS is okay, but why when you can just install Linux? So, okay, my main justification for putting Chrome OS Flex on there is one, the OS is constantly updated by Google, which I do like. I do like security updates. I did consider, because this is an older laptop, by the way. So the reason that I put Chrome OS Flex on this is because it is an older laptop. It has older hardware. And honestly, when you're putting, when you want to make an older system work better, sometimes you got to find an operating system that just works. Now, granted, like I said, I could put a Linux layer. I was able to install a Linux layer into the Chrome OS Flex. But yeah, so I was able to, install Linux applications onto this laptop. So I'm able to do what I really want to do on there. Granted, though, I would say that I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what else I could do with this. Orwell the Resident says Debian runs super lightweight, by the way. Yeah, it's another thing I probably should do is just get the Debian distribution of Linux and just save myself some time. But to be honest, though, like I said, I mean, also Debian I don't think has a lot of malware or spyware that people design for it. But yeah, no, I've honestly, like I said, Chrome OS works really well on here. I am considering... Actually, you know what? Hold on. Best Linux distros for older laptops. Top 5 one. I want to find a more recent one. The ultimate Linux laptop, framework laptop, really. All right, let's see. Okay, top 3 Linux distros for old computers.
Hey, Linux fam.
One thing that does piss me off, though, is it's very difficult to dual boot when you have Chrome OS installed on a computer like this. So, yeah. So, I don't know. I will say that like I said, it allows you to have that Linux layer, and I do feel like it's pretty secure. I was considering putting Linux Mint, the one of the lower end, one of the more lightweight versions of Linux Mint on here potentially for my little old laptop. It would give me more. It would give me fuller functionality, admittedly. So I am considering actually putting Linux Mint. I'm not sure how fully committed I am to that, but I am considering it. Yeah,
I'm back. This is Michael. If you've got an old computer sitting in the corner that can barely run Windows,
yeah, and that's what was happening with this laptop. So this laptop that I have, this Dell laptop, had Windows 10 on it, but there were so many updates that were coming in for it, and so many things that was bogging down the system itself. It was basically using every single resource on my computer. It was basically overloading my processor. It was overloading my RAM. It was just too much for it. So it was running Windows 10 really slowly. It wasn't crashing, but everything was slow. It just wouldn't load. It was totally screwed up. So I kind of came to the realization that I can't really use Windows 10 on this computer anymore. But yeah, Linux Mint is an amazing distribution. It's actually one of my favorite Linux ones, just because I love the graphical user interface. Orwell the Resident is asking, Garza, is that your FAP-top? You wish. I am curious.
Don't throw it out just yet, because in this video, I'm going to show you the top 3 lightweight Linux distros for old PCs in 2025. 3 systems that will bring your old computer back to life. Let's dive in. First up is Ubuntu. This distro is all about speed and simplicity. It uses the LXQT desktop, which is a lightweight desktop, but still looks clean and modern at the same time. Because
that looks pretty nice. Like, here's the thing, man. As far as the graphic user interface goes, I'm not like super picky, to be honest. It doesn't need to be flashy. It just needs to be functional. So I was thinking I might go with Mint potentially. But here's the thing. The reason that Chrome OS Flex kind of sucks for me and pisses me off a little bit is the lack of I can't dual boot. I want to be able to dual boot multiple Linux distributions. And if I can't do that, I'm going to get kind of pissed. So yeah, it's another reason why sometimes Windows pisses me off, because it's really difficult to dual boot with Windows, for example. So I definitely want to dual boot some Linux distros, but yeah, Flex is a pain in the butt. Chrome OS Flex is a pain in the butt when it comes to dual booting. It just there might be a hack to doing it, but I don't feel like even trying to figure that out.
on Ubuntu, you get the same access to all the software and driver support, but without the heavy load that slows the system down a little bit. You can even run Ubuntu smoothly on as little as 1 gig of RAM, and it boots up in seconds. It's perfect for basic tasks like browsing, streaming, writing documents, or even running lightweight office software. So if you want something fast, reliable, and familiar, Ubuntu is your best.
Ubuntu actually might be. I've actually read a few things about Ubuntu being a decent one. It's pretty secure. That might be a distro I might be interested in, but let's see. This person, I'm looking at the comment section here. That some people are using Ubuntu. That's kind of tight. I'm not really familiar with MX Linux, so because I'm not familiar with the people who make that distribution, I'm kind of like. Kind of hesitant towards it. My boy Random Guy on YouTube, Mr. Tylord, says, all right, y'all, I'm out of here. Have a great night. Have a great night, Mr. Tylord. Love you, brother. Let's see. I just installed Antics on 3.0. As we're saying, all running fine. No, that's nice. Hell yeah. Learn smooth. Also having a new laptop performing Linux Mint is another excellent choice. It's a tiny bit heavier than Ubuntu, but the visual and performances are in perfect balance. Very recommended. Zorin OS line. Yeah, I'm probably going to go with Linux Mint, but we'll see what this guy says.
Up next is Linux Lite. This one is perfect for Windows users who are making the switch from Windows to Linux. It uses the XFCE desktop, which is super lightweight as well, but also feels comfortable and familiar. One thing I love about Linux Lite is that it is designed for everyday use. It comes preloaded with everything you need, from Firefox to LibreOffice, media players, and a custom Lite software tool that lets you easily install extra apps like Chrome, OBS, or Steam. It's based on Ubuntu long-term support, which means it's rock solid, stable, and it gets the long-term support that you're going to need. If you're new to Linux and want something that just works out of the box, go with Linux Lite. It's going to be perfect for you.
Linux Lite, all right.
And finally, MX Linux. MX Linux is known for being lightweight yet still powerful. It's based off of Debian, which means it's built for stability.
So I've heard of MX Linux, but I don't know how reputable it is or how safe it is. So it's honestly a little bit of an issue for me there. Now I think MX Linux will probably do just fine ultimately, but at the same time, it's like, well. So let me take a look here. Find a comparable. Because you know what's crazy? You could turn older computers into brand new computers again, just with an operating system that is very low maintenance, that doesn't require a lot of resources. But yeah, I never knew about Linux Lite either. So I don't even know who does the distribution for Linux Lite. Let me ask YouTube real quick. No, I mean, not YouTube, sorry. Let me ask ChatGPT real quick. Who does the distro for Linux Lite? Let's see. Linux Lite is developed and distributed by the Linux Lite project. So Linux. Okay. What are the most reputable long-term support Linux distros that will work on an older computer? So because I'm kind of trying to make a final decision here, I'll probably end up just dual booting. I think what I'll do is I'll dual boot Ubuntu, and then I'll probably dual boot Linux Mint, the XFCE edition or whatever edition that one is. It says for an older, yes, if your priorities is reputable project plus long-term support plus good performance, Let's see. On older hardware, these are the ones to put on your desktop. Let's see. I mean, Debian 13 would probably be fine, but Linux Mint is saying is the top recommendation, XFC. Yeah, I'm going to go with Linux Mint. I just think that's probably the way to go at this point. I mean, my computer's old, but it's not like a dinosaur. The thing is, my system is not a dinosaur by any means. Let's see. Here we go. So XFCE is a lightweight desktop environment. It does not support as many features as Cinnamon, but it's lighter on resource usage. So actually, what would be the difference? Let me ask. Okay. Hold on. For Linux Mint, what are the differences between the full Linux Mint and the XFCE version of it? Oh, okay. So basically, the desktop is Cinnamon, XFCE, desktop appearance, modern. So the RAM usage is lower. That's good on the XFCE one. CPU load is lower. Nice. Animations and effects are fewer. That's great. It's best for older and weaker PCs. That's great. It is an older PC. Mint tools and apps. Yep. You can still use all the apps that you want. Same software support. Oh, that's amazing, dude. Fuck yeah. Okay. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to get the... I'm going to commit. I'm going to get the XFCE. I'm committing, you guys. I'm going to commit. I'm getting Linux Mint, you guys. I'm doing it. I'm absolutely doing it, bro. I'm getting Linux Mint. The Cinnamon DE is the desktop environment is sexy. I've actually used Mint before, but I've never used the more lightweight version before. Getting minty. Yeah, dude. It's going to be Ubuntu, Debian, Red Hat. Yeah, I do love Linux Mint, though. I really have been a big fan of them for a while. Like I said, I've used Linux Mint on a laptop before back in the day. Tells me I pay $5 to subscribe. You don't have to pay, dude, Willie Bud, you don't have to pay $5 to subscribe. You just have to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner and you become and then you just become a subscriber. Subscribing is free. Becoming a channel member costs 99 cents per month. Unless my membership totals have changed, which that'd be hilarious. All right, we're going to get the XFC edition, man. Now, the question is, how in the hell? It's 2.8 gigabytes. Damn, dude. Okay, that's cool. First, I'm going to need to put it on this USB drive real quick. All right, you guys, we're downloading Linux Mint, dude. We're doing it. Oof. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, so that's the checksum right here. Cool. Awesome. So if that's the... So that's be the checksum for it. Got it. Right click that and save it. Oh, cool. There's an ISO verification. Okay. Find the ISO images. Check the integrity level. All right, let's get Linux Mint. You guys are doing it. Oh, I'm getting this one from the Harvard School of Engineering. Okay. Okay. Hot. Installation guide. All right. So I think I'm downloading the correct edition here real quick. Hold on. So I'm downloading the XFCE edition. That's good. Orwell the Resident saying like and subscribe so that Garza will watch tomorrow's teachings and I'll smash the like button in the top 3 comment. Dude, Orwell the Resident's killing it, dude. $5 egg rolls. Damn, dude. Damn, bro. Oh, Etcher. I think I actually have that on here. Etcher. Do I still have that on here? I don't know if I do. Hold on. Is it ETCHER? I don't think I have Etcher on here. Nope. I could have swore I did, though. You know what? We're getting Etcher on here, man. I thought I did. Didn't. Whatever. That's fine. Download Etcher. Etcher for Windows. Sick. Hell yeah, dude. So what it's going to do is going to help me create some bootable... It's going to help me create the bootable media that I need. Yeah, as much as I like Chrome OS Flex and it's really cool, I think it's neat, but it is kind of limiting, and I want something that's a full-out OS experience. You guys... Okay, fine. We'll do a little tomorrow's teachings, okay? Let's see. Have they even come out with anything new? Tomorrow's teachings. If they're still making shit, I'll be shocked, dude. I'll be shocked, man, if they're still making stuff. Hold on, you guys. Cause all I know is holding you is all I ever wanna know. Just gonna flash it from a file. Linux Mint. Gonna get that. Gotta get that. Gotta get that boom, boom, boom. Hold on, you guys. I think it's freezing a little bit. Okay. And then we're gonna put this on the. Is it the? Hold on, let me see. Duo Type C USB device. Yep, that's the one. Select it. And then we're going to flash it. Oh, hold on. I got to make sure that it's actually like... I think it's going to format it either way. But... let's just delete anything on here. Is this just in Linux? Hold on. Root A, root B, root C, EFI. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Whatever. We're gonna get rid of this. How did I do that? Hold on. This 8 gigabyte one. That's the 32 gig. Well, I guess it's whatever. Let's delete these real quick. Permanently delete those 2 items. Yes. And yes. And voila. Okay, cool. All right. So we're going to change. Select it. And we're going to flash it over. Yes. Give me a second, though. When your girlfriend wants to sleep with your bro, what the fuck? Okay. Think my boy... Oh, my God. I think my boyfriend's gay. Let's see here.
You think we should binge the whole season? I mean, everybody's been saying it gets so good.
Yeah, sure. Who's the guy who plays Lyle?
Oh, that's Nicholas Chavez. He's an amazing actor. What, are you like a fan or something now?
What? No, I mean...
Oh, shit, dude. Oh, shit. This is great. Hey, dude, Linux Mint. We're going to be... You know what? We're going to be installing Linux Mint tonight, boys. We're doing it. F it, we're doing it live, dude. We're doing it live. I don't even care if we lose some viewers tonight. I don't give a shit. Oh, yeah. Brony Bros, dude. Let's watch, dude.
Just appreciating the acting. You know, the guy's got talent.
The acting. Maybe it's his abs, too. Hey, I wouldn't blame you, you know?
Nah, it's not that. I'm just saying the actions are really well made. You know, the choreography.
He's checking his body out, dude. He's checking his body out. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Check out the man's body, dude. We got Annie saying yes for tomorrow's teachings. You guys have earned this. You guys have earned this. You wanted some tomorrow's teachings. You deserve it, bros. You deserve it. You really do. Love you guys.
He's top notch.
Right, that choreographer. You know, it's fine. You can just say he's hot.
Hot? I mean, he's fine, I guess.
It's okay. You could just...
This is just... The acting in tomorrow's teachings never ceases to amaze me. It never does. In Orwell the Resident, yeah. to all you guys, even Tim Smith. I know Tim Smith loves tomorrow's teachings. I know Annie does. I know E.T. does. Well, E.T. wants me to watch Officer Maggot. I don't feel like watching that right now. Maybe I'll watch it later. I don't know. But let's keep going.
Tell me. You know, I think he's really good looking too.
Okay, maybe I see the appeal, just a bit.
Now we can just both enjoy him together. You know, no secrets, no shame.
He's got this whole presence. Like you just want to know what he's thinking about, you know? Like what he's really like.
Yeah, you've given this a lot of thought, huh?
I mean, it's just, he's acting, he's so believable. Like if you ran into him, he'd be exactly.
I mean, this is, in all fairness, this is how I feel about Christian Bale. This is how I feel about Christian Bale. The moment that man plops his shirt off and the moment he starts acting like Batman, I'm like, watched American Psycho with lotion. Amazing. Oh, yeah, that's right. Hold on. There is one thing I got to do. I got to do a checksum test. Give me a second. I do need to check to make sure that properties. Details. 'Cause all I know is holding you is all I ever wanna know. But maybe I'm not brave enough to tell you so. And I don't have the strength to watch you go. All right, hold on. We'll watch the rest of this here in a second. Hold on, you guys. Give me a second, okay? Oh, my God. Let's see. No, there's a verify. Got it. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to make sure that the file that I downloaded is legit. I'm pretty sure it's legit, but I gotta know. I gotta know, bro. I wanna know. Ugh, I just gotta look at the hash. Hold on, you guys. Okay, fine. Hold on.
Like this. Like you could actually have a normal conversation with him, you know?
Get like a cup of coffee with him. I know you seem to have like thought this out a lot.
No, it's not like that. I just think, I don't know, he'd be a cool guy to know. Maybe you gotta grab a coffee, just talk about life, nothing more.
Jake, you're blushing.
Oh shit, dude. Oh shit, dude. He wants to bang the actor on this show. I knew it, dude. It's hot. This is hot, dude.
Doesn't mean anything. It's just admiration.
Admiration, Jake? I mean, you're acting like you have...
He's got a man crush, dude. I know that feeling. First time I laid eyes on Christian Bale, man crush. Admittedly.
a crush on the guy. Are you gay?
Gay for Christian Bale, dude. Gay for Christian Bale.
Maybe I'm a little captivated, but...
Oh, you gay. You gay.
Can you blame me? I mean, look at him. If there's any guy that I turn for, it'd probably be him.
Okay, you've given this too much thought.
Hey, babe. Can you pass me my phone? I left it on the bed.
Oh shit, let me guess. She's gonna find like a million shirtless pictures of that dude on his phone. Yep. Oh my God. Tons of videos of the dude. Of course. Oh, he's gooning. He's gooning, dude. He's gooning. My God. The man is gooning. Dear Lord. Can you save us all? This is amazing. Can we just admit that this is amazing? I gotta see the comments on here. Hold on. Tomorrow's teachings has gotten pretty tame. It used to be so energetic. I mean, see what even are these anymore? 3-minute short film. I think my boyfriend is gay. Oh, this is so good. Yeah, that's hilarious, dude. Thank you, Desert. When your boyfriend wants to sleep, let me see. When your boyfriend wants to sleep.
Hey, sure wanna play? We can do have an actual win for once.
I'm good.
Tomorrow's teachings just gets worse and worse, dude. It gets so ridiculous, man.
Hey, Ryan's coming over, by the way, if you're good with that.
Oh, he's gonna come over?
Yeah, if we ever hang out. He should be here soon.
Yeah, sure.
Jason, man, what's up? Got here as fast as I could.
Hey, what's up, dude? Drinking the fridge. Help yourself out.
Elisa, how you been?
Hanging out, kind of the same old.
Just hanging out? Yeah.
All right, don't see my girl, bro.
Nah, man, she's all yours. Sorry.
God, the acting in this is so bad. I mean, I know it's just so ridiculous, dude. It's funny. Download. I'm trying to like. How do I? Yeah, sometimes figuring this should be something that I should already know by now, but like, file name. What's the? Okay, so I got it from. So where's the checksum? Give me the checksum. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I gotta figure out some stuff, you guys. Hold on. Gallery, screenshot, bam. How do I verify? Oh, cool. Okay, that's fucking easy as hell. Okay, so it's got to open up PowerShell real quick. Hold on. Dude, I love Windows PowerShell, dude. I'm so obsessed with it. See Windows, Michael downloads. Algorithm. Sick. Hell yeah, let's do this. Dude, Windows PowerShell for life, dog. What? Hold on. Let me get the actual directory for it. 'Cause all I know is holding you is all I ever wanna know. Well, maybe I'm not brave enough to tell you so. The hell? So tell me properties. Oh, it's under Garza. It's blah. So let me do gaze. Gaze. Garza. Okay, maybe this will work. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna. Will it let me copy the hash though? Or. Yep, so the hashes match completely. So 45 A83 5B 5D DF 776. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right, sweet. The hash for that matches. So that is a good to go copy, man. Sick. Hell yeah, dude. Linux freaking mint, bro. Yeah, we're watching a little tomorrow's teachings, bro. In fact, let's put it back up.
Everything good with you guys?
Yeah, you know, kind of just the same stuff. I'm trying to plan a trip soon. I've been thinking like.
Oh, you guys are gonna go on a trip, or?
I think so. I don't know. I was thinking about Alaskan cruise, but then I was like, we could all do a big group trip to like Nashville or something.
Yeah.
You know, you should come. I can get some of my friends. Like,
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
I mean, you're gonna come too, right? Man?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it'd be like a whole group thing, but
Sweet.
I think it'd be more fun if you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I did anything bad. I just think like it's
She's flirting, dude. She's flirting.
to get a new push, you know, and like try something new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think I need some change in my life.
Change your life.
Yeah, so maybe a new job would be good for that. But
Hey, Jason, man, why don't you finish up that level? Elisa and I can pick a movie or something.
Yeah, sounds good. Just give me a minute.
game. Oh my God, you always know how to make everyone laugh.
I guess so.
No, I always remember you've always been the funny one of his friends. Yeah, no, always. Oh, it's just, it's always like this.
You two are getting along.
Yeah, we're just talking.
Yeah, man, just hanging out.
I figured.
It's like we don't even exist.
We're not here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just so boring compared to his game. Like, we're so.
Well, I mean, depends what game he's playing, dude. If he's playing a freaking Crash Bandicoot, you kind of have to do your thing. But he's not playing. He's like playing like Fortnite or something. So that sucks. That sucks. Hold on, let me get my little USB drive out of here. All right, you guys, we're gonna install Linux Mint. We're gonna make it happen. It's gonna work. It's time to be, you know, as much as I like Chrome OS Flex, and I really do like it, I think it's fabulous. I would rather have Linux Mint because I have Minty Fresh Breath. Boot options. Give me a second. I need a moment. Okay, so start Linux Mint. Okay, we're gonna see what happens, man. I'm gonna install some Linux Mint. We're doing it, dude. We're taking over. It's gonna be so we're gonna do a full installation of Linux Mint. Hopefully, let's keep going.
You don't think so?
Nah, I don't think you're that boring.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
What can I say? You guys are background noise right now.
Oh no, we're all good.
Yeah.
The game's just more fun than me, so it's welcome to my life.
I think you guys are plenty fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Never Fortnite. I'm never that gay.
All right, I'm done. What are we watching?
Maybe something light. What do you think, Elisa?
Yeah, that sounds perfect. I really think so.
Oh shit, dude.
Hey man,
I think she's gonna do some stuff to his dong. No, I don't know what she's gonna do, to be honest. So you use Arch, by the way. What's Arch? I've never actually heard of Arch. Let's see, he said he used to play video games. No, I do enjoy playing a little bit of video games, though. Let's see. Tiny Line Gaming says, this is so cringe. Why is your friend even hanging on the couch with your girlfriend in the first place? This shit is a documentary. This is just a documentary. This happens every day. Usually I skip this part. This is great, man.
I think I gotta go. I have some errands to do.
No, you shouldn't leave. We have to watch the movie.
Ready? You just got here, but if you gotta go, no biggie.
Yeah, I gotta go, but I'll be back another time.
You promise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, cool. Later, bro.
Yeah, bye.
Do you think he's attractive?
What? Jason, no, it's not what it's like.
Then why do you act all flirty? You feel like having a great time.
Okay, it's not what you're thinking. Okay?
Then what is it? Why are you acting weird? Just tell me, do you
Yeah, tell me what's going on, bro.
like him or not?
Do I like him? Jason, it's just not simple, okay? I liked Ryan first, okay? But then I ended up with you.
So you'd rather be with him than me?
No, I didn't settle, Jason. I just thought that we would be able to make something work.
You could have at least told me instead of playing these games right in front of me.
I'm not trying to hurt you. I just didn't think you'd notice because you never notice anything I do. You're always playing your video games.
How can I not? It's obvious.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, Jason. I got really confused, okay?
Confused? Do you think I want to be with someone who wishes she was with someone else?
What do you want me to say here? I'm sorry because
I mean, no joke. She was acting pretty flirty, but I mean, if this guy's only playing his video games, like I can't it. Sometimes you gotta play your video games, though. But you know, just what? John Smith. I'm not even gonna reply to that comment.
I am sorry. I can't.
I think we need some space.
Dude, tomorrow's teachings has gone downhill. I mean, it was already downhill to begin with, admittedly, but tomorrow's teachings just gotten worse, dude. So I think I'm on the right path to installing Linux Mint. I'm hoping because, to be honest, like I like Chrome OS. It's okay. But Linux Mint is just more badass. I love the GUI. The graphical user interface, it's amazing. I love it so much. Let's see what else we can react to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to partially... Let's see. Oh, let's see what Anthony Cumia is saying about the Titan submersible documentary.
I watched that documentary, the one on Netflix. there's two documentaries about the Titan submersible. One is on Netflix, the other one's on Discovery, HBO Discovery, that shit. The Netflix one is so much better. And what I realized from this was that the guy that ran that company, what the fuck was the name of the company? I had it here or something. No, that's prep from last night. I think I threw it on the floor. Yeah.
Ocean Gate?
Yeah, the Ocean Gate guy. What's his name? That's all I really need.
Oh, started up.
Yeah, what the fuck is his name? Got some real upper crusty waspy fuck.
Stockton Rush.
Stockton Rush.
Good old Stockton
That's
Rush,
it.
dude.
Old Stockton Rush. What a douchebag this guy was. You know, they say no, don't speak ill of the dead, and I believe in that to a point. But you watch this documentary, and you know the story. He had this submersible, and he was selling tickets for $250,000 a piece to take people down to see the wreck of the Titanic. Now, the Titanic is really fucking far down there. It's like, what is it, over four, or just about 4,000 meters below the surface of the North Atlantic.
I love the Anthony Cumia show, by the way. I think Anthony Cumia, like, I feel like I might be related to this guy somehow. I have no idea how, but I might be.
And
I gotta do a 23andMe and see if he's my daddy or something. Cumia. I do love Anthony Cumia, though.
He was taking people down there. I think a total of 5 people could uncomfortably fit in the submersible. Had a big window on the front, one of the domes on the front, these titanium domes that sealed each end of what you could describe as a carbon fiber toilet paper tube.
Here, give me a second, you guys. Hold on. English. Continue. I'm pretty excited, man. I haven't used Linux Mint in a long time, and I'm pretty stoked about this.
And everybody that's familiar with submersibles it said, like, this is the dumbest fucking idea for a submersible you could ever have. James Cameron.
Well, and the problem is, I mean, here's the thing. The submersible itself was successful a number of times, but only for a number of times. It had a lifespan limit, and it wasn't maintained at all. So the idea of this particular submersible was actually not smart, basically. We'll see.
Who, of course, did the movie Titanic, had been down to the Titanic in his own submersibles. He's like more involved with submersibles and shit like that than he is in filmmaking these days. He's like one of the premier people in deep sea dives. And he said that right when he got word that they had lost contact, he just knew they were dead. He had talked about this before they even died in this implosion, that this was a horrible idea. The idea of carbon fiber.
Yeah. I'm no expert on submersibles, I'll admit it. But the more I've heard about this design and the more I've heard about people talking about it, it was a flawed design. Sucks.
At that depth.
It sounds like he was trying to cut corners more than anything. Wonder Bucket says, so Neptune says pregnant host. I'm a little pregnant. Let's see. But Wonder Bucket says it's like bending a wire over and over. Eventually it snaps. The carbon fiber got weaker every time it dove. Yep, exactly.
Depth and that kind of pressure on it is ridiculous. And it wound up costing Stockton Rush and his 4 passengers their
hold
lives.
on, before we react to this, hold on. You know, I really like the interface on this on Linux Mint. I really do. It's amazing.
Lives. One of the passengers was the guy when it comes to Titanic and deep sea dives. He had been in many other subs that have gone down to Titanic, and this guy was the pro. And the fact that he didn't
This guy was the
see.
Well, and the problem was, I think his arrogance may have gotten in the way. Like, his arrogance and blind faith in his own design was his own. I mean, because, like, the thing is, man, you can't. I mean, there's so much pressure when you get further and further under the deep in the ocean. It's not pretty. It's not pretty, brother.
The danger, the imminent danger of going into this thing is amazing. They cover that a little in the documentary, and it almost seems like the guy's like, well, I lived a good long life. If I've dedicated my life to Titanic, so I'm just another dead body down there. I think he might have wanted to die in the ruins of the Titanic, and this.
So maybe that's another scary thing is he may have known that there was a flaw in the design and did have a death wish and was like, you know what? If I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go down here.
This sub was a great opportunity for him to do that. Maybe he did know. This thing, when it started going down to and getting to any significant depth, it would start popping and crackling from the carbon fibers snapping.
Oh shit, dude. That should have been warning enough to the guy who designed this that, dude, maybe you need to rethink your fucking submersible design, dude.
And it would make this real.
Oh, what the hell? Okay, so I want to erase the disk and install Linux. Install now. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so exit out of that. And then we'll exit out of that. Continue. Okay. All right, hold on. So there's some sensitive information I got to enter in just in case. I don't want you guys to be able to see it. So I'm going to cover up the camera. Camera's covered. Hold on. Okay. So it's saying I got to reboot. Fine, and fucking fine. Hold on. Reboot. All right, whatever. Quit the installation. Reboot. Okay, so I wonder if there's like a... Okay, so let me look at G-parted real quick. So I gotta look at something real fast. Hold on, you guys. G-parted settings, multimedia, office, accessories, all applications. Yeah, I gotta look at G-parted real quick. That's system settings. There's an EFI system partition. This is unknown. I want to get rid of that. Delete that. Delete that. Boom. Okay, so can you make that happen? Please apply. Just fucking ignore it. Ignore it. Okay, so it should be completely unallocated. Okay, so I'm still going to restart this because sometimes you gotta restart this shit. Okay. All right, we're back. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, still doing some things, man. Let's keep going. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in, though. I appreciate it. Let's keep going. Don't forget to tap the subscribe button, though, in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel in a lot of ways.
Really frightening sound if you were in there. You had recordings of it where it would just pling, pling. You had this ringing sound and just this abrupt crack. And this idiot just continued taking this thing down. Every other iteration of it, the first hull that they built cracked. All of the scale, the 1/3 scale models of this hull had cracked in the labs and exploded or imploded under pressure that they would need to get down to see the Titanic. It's just pure luck that he was able to go down to the Titanic a few times and actually come back up. But he was a scumbag, this guy. So he would, if anybody came up to him and said, "Hey, Stockton, there's a problem. We're catching cracks in this thing. It's making sounds. We have problems with the seals around the titanium." And he would fire.
Oh yeah, he'd be basically a douchebag, and he'd be like, "Hey, don't talk shit about my design, bro. You're fired." Pretty much what happened, dude. What the hell? Yeah, I removed the insulation, bro. What are you doing? Fucking A. Well, if it doesn't restart in 5 minutes, I'm just going to shut it off.
People that would give him any shit. And then it gets to the point where no one wants to say anything. And now you have the perfect environment for utter and complete disaster. People know there's problems, and they're afraid to tell this guy about the problems, and he just doesn't care. He was always talking about how safe this is, and believe me, I go down in there. I'm not going to die in this thing. Well, I think you are. And
it's pretty much
they wound up going down, and
well, and that's the thing, dude. When I remember when I covered that whole story when it happened, I was like, it's blown away, straight up blown away by it. I was like, no way. What the? Ubuntu. Boot manager. Okay. I just want to see what happens when it just tries to boot normally. This may take a few seconds. Okay. So start Linux. Good. Yeah, if this actually works, I'll be surprised because it's just being a piece of shit. So maybe it'll work. We'll see. Crossing my fingers, dude. I just want to install Linux Mint, dude. That's all I want to do.
It imploded on him, the Titanic guy, another employee, and then two tourists, two people that paid their $250,000 each, a father and son. Rich guy takes his son down there, and they both implode. They both get squished inside this thing. So, but you know,
I will say the one caveat to all this is the death was sudden. In fact, the death was so quick for all of them in that explosion that, to be honest, they didn't feel any pain. They didn't feel any pain at all. It was instant. Still not the greatest way to die, but if you wanted a quick death, I mean, it was so sudden. So sudden.
it's one of those. It's a very common story of arrogance and this false security that this thing you made is impervious to damage, and they didn't. They brought up the irony of the Titanic and that type of arrogance that had played part in its sinking, and the arrogance of Stockton Rush, and his creation, thinking it was impervious to the ravages of nature and the unbelievable environment that is down at those depths. So, you know, you got to kind of feel bad for the people that were on board with him, even though, I mean, I couldn't imagine even getting close to this thing. I wouldn't want to be put in this thing knowing it wasn't even going to get off the dock. I wouldn't even crawl into it. And people who get into this thing, and then they bolt you in. There's no door. There's no hatch. That front piece with the window on it, you get into this tube, and they shut it and bolt you into this thing, and you cannot get out until you are back on the deck of the ship, and they unbolt it and let you out. That alone, I mean, it's not like you're going to get out anyway at that depth, but the second it goes underwater and you just go, there's no way I can get out of this thing, has to be.
That would be kind of scary, actually. That's fucking crazy. Ugh. It blows my mind, man. That really blows my mind. At the end of the day, the whole story behind this, the whole Titan submersible thing, unfreaking believable, dude.
Be unbelievably frightening and claustrophobic. But these people did it. And without really paying attention to the risks, they paid their money, and the guy took his son. Like, dude, why don't you go first? How about you go first and then let the son go?
I just don't think you should ever take your son on any sort of mission like that. That's just insane. Like, dude, how insane is that, and kind of selfish of that father to take his son? It sounded like the son wasn't even that interested in going and felt very pressured by his stupid father to go on that submersible himself. That sucks, dude. That poor fucking kid, dude. That poor kid. Crappy father, dude. Narcissistic father who wanted to basically force his son to go down in that submersible with him. Fucking A, dude. So gay.
Because that just amazing. Killed both of them. The wife is just in an interview going, I can still feel them in the room with me. And she's just alone now because this idiot decided to take his son and go on some rickety fucking thing, untested. It didn't even, Stockton Rush didn't even have it certified as a deep sea diving vessel.
So it wasn't even, so these people were going on an uncertified vessel. Did he let them know explicitly before them going on that this was an uncertified vessel and that this was a huge risk that they were taking to go into this vessel with them? He had to have let him know. Maybe he didn't. And honestly, I think if you're going into a submersible that's not certified to even really go down to those depths, there's a huge problem there. That's insane.
You know, there are third parties that certify these things. They go through rigorous testing on materials and the way people control it. This guy controlled this thing with a PlayStation controller. Same controller you use for your PlayStation. That's how this thing drove around down under the water. And no third party would have certified this. So he just said, we're not going to get it certified. And that should have been a red flag.
That's already a huge fucking red flag. Hold on. I have to enter some sensitive information on the laptop, so I like to cover my camera just in case. Let's see. Give me a second. Okay, so I think I entered all the sensitive information. There we go. So we're installing Linux Mint. Thank you. Dude, I'm excited, man. Linux Mint, baby.
Anybody that was going to pay $250,000 to go down in this thing. Hey, can I see the certification for this? Oh, yeah, we don't have one. All right, take it easy. Good.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go down. Uncertified, no problem. Uncertified, no fucking problem. That blows my mind, man. That's just so fucking crazy. Give me a moment. It still blows my mind to this day. I was like, it's just insane. All right. All right, man. It's going to be great. I am a huge fan of Linux.
Good luck there. Not like, oh, you don't have a certification? Hey, let me get my boy. Let me get my son down here, and we'll both go. So, yeah, the one thing, aside from that overall common story of arrogance and disaster, the biggest thing I took away from this is that Stockton Rush was a fucking jerk off.
Yeah.
Just a fucking asshole. And I think we've
Arrogant prick, dude. I mean, he's probably an intelligent guy, but the problem is, and by the way, I'm an arrogant prick myself. But when it comes to other people's lives, if I'm designing something and there are inherent flaws with that design, and I know that people's lives could be at risk, sometimes you have to put your ego to the side and realize, dude, this could get people killed. So the fact of the matter is that Stockton Rush didn't do his due diligence. That saddens me, man. That just saddens me. It's just crazy.
We've all known people like this guy, a boss at a company you worked for, some fucking smarmy millionaire guy that just thinks he's the camel's balls. Is that a
the camel's balls? I love it.
Is that a thing? I'm making it a thing.
Anthony Cumia strikes again, bro. I love this guy. I love Anthony Cumia, dude.
And it ends
funny, dude. I love it. Dude, this is a really good question. Why didn't the Borg use cloaking technology? I'm actually going to explain that right now. That the Borg cubes were, honestly though, they did have smaller Borg vessels, so I am a little bit surprised that the Borg didn't use cloaking technology. But then again, it kind of goes within the ethos of the Borg themselves. The Borg are naturally not a cloak and dagger species. They just believe they're more powerful than everybody, so they don't really need to cloak themselves at all. Well, we'll see what the explanation is, though. So that's my personal explanation behind why the Borg don't use cloaking technology on any of their vessels. I'm not making any rice and chili, but Chris Guthrie, dude, it's good to see you, brother. I think the reason the Borg didn't use the cloaking technology is because they felt there was no need to, because they were typically far more superior technologically speaking than their enemies, so they didn't need to hide themselves. They were just like, we're here, we're going to assimilate you. To some degree, here's the thing, though. The design, Stockton Rush's design was not that... I mean, it was innovative, don't get me wrong. But it was very risky. I mean, everything's risky. But I think when you put civilians' lives at risk for your own ego and pride, that's a problem. If you want to put your own life at risk, okay, fair. If Stockton Rush was testing out his submersible more often, but he knew that there might be some danger to using it, and he was willing himself to take that risk, good on him. I just feel like you shouldn't risk the lives of other people. You know? Unless they really want to risk their lives, as long as they're aware of this risk. But, yeah.
Hello everyone. Every once in a while, I come across an interesting question that has been debated among Star Trek fans for years. Why has the Borg Collective never used cloaking technology? Throughout the franchise, cloaking devices have been used by several civilizations, including the Romulans and Klingons. Since the Borg are known to assimilate advanced technologies from countless species, including the Klingons and Romulans, it seems logical they would have acquired and utilized cloaking devices long before they encountered the Federation, or at least afterwards. Yet the Borg cubes and spheres have always entered battle in plain sight. This apparent contradiction has led many fans to wonder whether the Borg overlooked an obvious tactical advantage. However, when examining Borg philosophy, military strategies, and technology...
And like I said, the Borg philosophy really kind of contradicts the idea of using cloaking technology. Even if, let's just say, even if the Borg were aware of cloaking technology and how to create it through the process of assimilating other civilizations that would have understood how to create cloaking technology, it still wouldn't have fucking mattered. They wouldn't have used the tech. They probably understand the technology and they know how to make it. I just don't think that they really care to, because their philosophy is we're bigger, we're badder, we're smarter than you. We're going to assimilate you. You can't do anything. That's the Borg philosophy.
Technological capabilities, it becomes clear that cloaking technology simply does not align with their collective goals. The Borg do not wage war in the same way as most civilizations. Unlike the Romulan Star Empire, which relies heavily on stealth, deception, and surprise attacks, the Borg are designed to overwhelm their enemies by sheer strength. A Borg cube is not intended to sneak into hostile territory. Instead, they openly announce the arrival of the collective. The philosophical impact
They're just like, here we are. Deal with it. That's it.
The act of seeing a massive Borg cube emerge from subspace is often enough to spread panic before a single weapon is fired. The Borg's famous declaration, "Resistance is futile," reflects their philosophy perfectly. They expect their opponents to recognize that resistance is pointless, rather than attempt to catch them off guard. Another reason the Borg have little interest in cloaking devices is their incredible defense technology. The Borg vessels possess adaptive shielding, capable of learning from enemy weapons during combat. As seen in Star Trek Next Generation and Star Trek Voyager, the Federation weapons often became ineffective after only the initial attack, as the Borg quickly adapt to their energy frequencies. Because the Borg can adapt to nearly any attack, avoiding detection becomes far less important than simply enduring the incoming fire. A cloaking device offers protection by preventing an enemy from obtaining a target, but the Borg already possess an entirely different solution: survive the attack until it no longer poses a threat. The enormous size of the Borg vessels also presents a particular limitation. Standard cloaking technology was originally developed for comparatively smaller warships, such as the Romulan bird of prey or the Klingon battlecruisers. Of course, the size of the cloaking vessels did start to increase throughout the centuries. A Borg cube measures approximately 3 kilometers on each side and contains 100,000 drones alongside the vast industrial facilities. Cloaking an object of that magnitude would likely require enormous amount
And that's something I mentioned at the beginning of this, that it would be very tough to cloak a Borg cube. Even if you were successful, it's so massive and lets out so much energy that somehow there would be fluctuations and imperfections within the cloak itself, in theory. I know way too much about the Star Trek lore. Way too much. But that's just the crux of it. If you guys can, though, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel in a lot of ways, so the more subscribers we get, the better. So we're at 10,933 subs. We're trying to get to 11,000 when we can. As soon as we can, to be honest. But, yeah, feel free to... Actually, you know what? Let me do a poll. I figure we're still live. F it, we'll do it live. We'll do one quick poll. See if we can get some subscribers. Is the cube their power supply? No, the cube itself, the Borg cube, is the ship itself. The Borg cube is the ship. YouTube streamers are so narcissistic. Not you, though, Garza. Thank you so much. You got to stroke my ego, bro. The only way I can sleep soundly at night is knowing that ET is stroking my ego. Amongst other things. Here we go.
Of energy, but this argument really doesn't hold up once you consider the archive of advanced technology the Borg possesses. The greatest disadvantage of cloaking technology is that vessels cannot use as shields while being cloaked. This limitation is less significant for smaller ships, which retain a strategic advantage, but it makes larger vessels such as Borg cubes considerably more vulnerable to enemy attacks. The Borg also rely heavily on constant sensor activity. Their vessels constantly scan nearby space, analyzing new technologies, and coordinate with the wider collective. Traditional cloaking devices often reduce the ship's ability to use active sensors because it produces a powerful sensor pulse that risks revealing the vessel's location. This trade-off conflicts directly with how the Borg operates. The collective gains information by constantly observing and analyzing everything around it. Sacrificing sensor performance for invisibility would actually reduce one of the Borg's greatest strengths. A simulation provides another explanation. The Borg do not merely destroy civilizations, they seek to absorb them. To accomplish this, they frequently use tractor beams, transporters, and boarding parties. The goal is to capture intact technologies and living beings for simulation.
ET says, toppest G of them all, not a bottom G by any means. I'm a top G, top G. Top G, son of a B, son of a gun. Hell yeah, dude. It's, okay, so Chris Guthrie, the Borg vessel is not the size of a planet. It's about 3 kilometers, in all directions, width, length, and height. So height 3 kilometers, width and length 3 kilometers. It's a perfect cube basically, and it goes 3 kilometers in all directions on it. So it's massive. I mean, this picture right here properly sums up the size difference between like the Enterprise D, for example, and the Borg cube. The Enterprise D is clearly much smaller in that compared to the Borg cube. So
A stealth approach is unnecessary because the Borg rarely depend on surprise. Instead, they rely on overwhelming force to disable their enemies' defenses before systematically assimilating the survivors. Their strategy has proven to be successful against thousands of civilizations over many centuries without using cloaking technology. There's also evidence that the Borg may consider cloaking devices particularly costly. The collective analyze technology based on whether it improves perfection. If the technology provides only limited tactical advantage while also adding
yeah, and it doesn't really, the Borg never really needed cloaking technology. They're just bigger and crazier than their opponents. And here's the thing. Even if their opponents don't know that the Borg are coming, it's just not the Borg's MO. The Borg's MO is to just be like, we're here, we're ready, let's roll. Well, my Linux Mint installation has finished. I'm not a bottom G. I'm a top G. They call me a top G. I ain't no bottom. I ain't no hollaback girl. I ain't no hollaback girl. 2 times been around that track. It's gonna happen like that because I ain't no hollaback girl. It's my shit. It's my shit. Okay, please remove the installation medium and then press enter. Will do. Okay, let's see if the Linux Mint installation was successful. That's the question. Was it successful? I don't know. We shall see. Looks like it's loading. Good. We got Swoon33. What's up, Brony? We got everybody coming in, dude. Everybody's bringing the dish. The dish. Guys are kicking butt, dude. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I really do. Everybody who comes into the show makes the show a better place. I love it, dude. I appreciate everybody for subscribing to the channel, too. So Linux Mint is loading. This is its first boot officially. It's its first boot officially on this particular computer. Okay, hold on. I got to enter my password real quick. So, well, let's use the touchpad for now. Okay, so I'm in. Actually, I'm probably going to have to enter more sensitive information here in a second. So I may have to cover it back up. But let's see here. We got motherfucking Firefox, dude. Hell yeah. Welcome to the update manager, security updates. Okay. So it says that my system's up to date. Is it? Well, I'm not even connected to my Wi-Fi at the moment. So I should probably connect to the internet. First off, I got to connect to the internet one way or another. Applications, connections. Well, this might be a little bit of a tough one. Hold on. I do need to connect to the internet. So now the ultimate question is internet, web apps, Thunderbird, settings. Go to settings, I guess. Got to figure out my settings. Manage and change your networks. Yeah, let's. So does it not recognize the? Huh. Maybe it's not recognizing that Wi-Fi is on here. That's crazy. Huh. Hold on. Well, shit. I can't connect to the internet because it doesn't seem to have my my Wi-Fi adapter on here. Hold on. One thing I probably could do is I could probably just plug this because I have an Ethernet port on my laptop, and I think if I needed to get the necessary drivers that I need, I could, in theory, do everything I need to do from there. Okay, so I'll tell you what, I'm a little bit tired, and as much as I would love to figure out why the Borg don't use cloaking technology, I just want to say I appreciate you guys. I am a little bit tired at the moment, and I do kind of want to go to bed, but I got to finish this up real quick. Yeah, anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to end the stream.